You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you're still building quietly, consistently, on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Ubina ringo kaka kunani?
Ose nisekete. Unaka watch.
Tuesday.
Hadi kuzo. Makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe. Ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake. Na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho. Ngai no mwega. Naende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani. Ngwe.
Kitu alafu wanatuharibia maneno si mzuri. Hata tupate viongozi ambao wanatusaidia kwa ile kazi ambayo tunafanya. Isiwe kwamba wanaenda wanasikizana na serikali huko, sisi wenyewe tunabaki tukiumia hapo.
Nasema bado nauli itabakia kuwa juu, manake hiyo ni asilimia kidogo sana kulingana na vile tulikuwa tumetarajia ama kulingana na vile mafuta ilikuwa imeongezeka bei. Kwa hivyo hata tumeona rais akisema amejaribu, lakini kwa maoni yetu tulikuwa tunatarajia shilingi 46.
Kushukisha 10 si solution. Kama ingekuwa afadhali umeongeza watu wengine mshahara ama customer, walimu, daktari, kila mtu ambaye anatumika gari ya matatu ama gari yoyote ambayo inasafiri kwa hapa kwa barabara ingekaa afadhali. Pia sisi hiyo fare ingekaa inatusaidia kuongeza fare kwa barabara.
Maneno rais amesema atapunguza shilingi 10, hiyo baada anatuumiza. Sababu aliongeza 46 sasa na kupunguza shilingi 10, hiyo hakuna kitu ametuokoa. Baada ananyonga.
Alright, hello there people of the internet. My name is Udwo Jegero and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30 in the evening. We are still testing our sound. We hope that we are going to be very, very clear today. Bunga and Frank are both on the deck trying to find out if the sound is the way they say it, BA. What is the word that you say? B? BA. Okay. So things are the matatu industry. Nice suit as always. How many of these suits do you have, my brother? Ama your brother is a tailor.
No, my wife is a good woman.
What is going on?
No. It's my wife and Tech.
Tech does suits?
Tech is the stylist. She's the one who has taken over. She's the one who's decided everything I have to wear. It has to be in a style and taste.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, good for you.
Good. So you're looking good as well, with that Peaky Blinders look.
Yes, Peaky Blinders.
You know that is a very nice journalism look actually.
Yeah.
It's the perfect journalism look.
What do you mean journalism look?
Because the cap was initially worn by journalists in England when they were going around to cover the beats. Where the beat here is when you go to police, when you go to court, when you go to hospital, when you go to sports, etc. So it is majorly used to identify journalists. So most of the people where the Peaky Blinders cap do not know that is actually a journalist's cap. Then of course your suspenders is very nice and your tie.
Thank you very much. This one was brought to me by a two-timer, Mr. Odoyo Wede.
Yes. Very nice.
I like it a lot. How is our sound? Is it good? Is our sound good, Obunga? People of the internet, are you hearing us properly? You are our people. So if you are telling us that sound is good, then we agree that sound is good. Kama iko na nyef. Kuna jamaa anasema Jagero ulisomea Lembo Boys. Uliacha Mama Bob. Yeah, for sure. I went to a Lembo Boy.
Who's Mama Bob?
Mama Bob is the one that used to make lunch and make uji. So she makes uji at 10, and
Yes.
then she makes lunch at during obvious like lunchtime.
Yes.
Yeah, and she used to. I remember. I think the reason why this guy is laughing is because he knows what happened.
What used to happen?
There were so many bullies at Olembo Boys.
Uh-huh.
So there is a guy that actually forced me to drink hot scalding uji.
Oh.
Down there, but there is a village mate of mine that was also a bully.
Uh-huh.
So he took the cup and told him to drink it instead of me drinking it. Yes.
Oh, it was pwagu kupata pwaguza.
Yes. So that is what was happening. So that is the guy laughing and saying, "Mama uliacha Mama Bob." Mama Bob. I don't know whether she's still alive. I hope that she's alive. But she's doing
bullying
well.
in high schools was quite something. I remember when I joined Gendia High School in Form 1, I did my Form 1 and 2 in Gendia High School, then Form 3 and 4 in Rangala Boys.
Yes.
In Gendia High School, in my Form 1, we used to have a DH captain. I remember his name. It's called Orina. Orina was very huge.
Yeah.
Quite a giant.
And he was poor in academics.
Of course, always. I don't know why DH captains were like that.
Yeah.
But that fellow Orina was quite a bully. Orina forced me to mop the whole DH.
What is a DH? Dining hall?
Dining hall.
Okay.
The dining hall was so huge, and you had to wipe all the tables, and they were having some, I don't know what it's called. There's a way it's called, that thing that covers the table for the DH. I had to wipe all of them.
It's like a nylon.
Yeah, then he wanted to come and punish me by caning me.
Yeah.
Because I had served twice. I was angry.
But you were also thin now. I'm imagining when you were doing that.
I was very thin.
Yeah.
But of course the portion was very small, so I was like on twice. So I served twice. It was a mistake, yes.
You served twice, and that's why you were being caned?
Yes.
For serving twice?
Yes.
Why?
It's called Ndeko.
Ndeko. Somebody went without anything?
No, everybody got.
You went to which school?
Gendia.
Gendia is a hospital.
No!
Gendia is a hospital. Can you get him the other chair so that this is quickie?
Gendia High School is one of those, you know the SDA church where I belong.
Okay.
Was established in Gendia in 1903 or thereabout.
Okay.
Or 1906 if I'm not wrong. And then they established their first academy as Gendia High School.
Okay.
Gendia High School was a high school back then. You know, initially we used to have the secondary, then higher. So Gendia was higher. It was a good school. But that guy punished me, Bwana. Ndeko was quite something. And I reported him. Yeah. And he was suspended. Later on, he was expelled. I have no apologies to make.
He was expelled. Did he amount to anything?
He was expelled not because of this.
Okay.
He was suspended because of bullying as a DH prefect. Later on, he sneaked and went to some place in Kindu Bay called Big Five.
Big Five.
Yeah. Do you know Big Five?
No.
You know Big Five?
No, I don't eat nyama choma and I don't drink, so I wouldn't know Big Five.
Yeah, clearly.
And I don't do women.
No, you do women.
I do women.
Yeah, you do
for
women.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. You're a straight man, I can confirm.
Yeah. No, I'm just not a jachudi.
Yes.
Like you.
You're a coward. You're a coward. You know, you are. You know, one time you ran away.
Yeah.
You remember in Ma's house?
Ma's house?
Yes.
Yeah.
That evening.
Yeah. Ma's house was terrible. People of the internet, I went to Ma's house and there were this litany of women.
Glittering women of Nairobi.
You know, I have always told a story of boobs, man.
Yes.
When you are suffocated by women,
yes.
Something is happening in this city of Yambo that you need to know.
Yes.
And this is politics.
Yes.
This is poor politics. A lot of women are. When you go to places of worship.
Yes.
And you go to places of what is it called?
Entertainment.
Sherehe.
Yes.
There are a lot of women.
Beautiful women.
Beautiful women.
Yes.
But not so many men. And we were just talking outside there, and we were saying that look, there's a problem right now with men. Men are wajiwezi.
Men are wajiwezi.
The other day we were at Social House with you.
Yes.
Hapo juu mali watu wana muziki.
Inka.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think an average lunch is about 4,000.
That
and
is,
if you go to Social House upstairs,
average lunch, that is not lunch, that is bites.
Yeah, you only get women in groups.
Yeah.
Women there, women there, women there, women there, women there, and they're just sorting out their bills. You know? They're just sorting out their bills.
Comfortably.
Yes. But then I'm wondering if there was only one man in on that table,
Yes.
the whole thing changes.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know?
It's actually a concern. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Now looking at it, actually women are more in clubs.
Yeah.
They're more in church.
Yes.
Even in my training.
Even today I was at
women,
CJ's.
Yeah.
There were lots of women, you know, in these tables, a group of women having their own fun. Ukiona mwanaume kidogo ameweka miwani kwa table, anakunywa kidogo haraka haraka.
Hataki kukaa sana.
It's terrible. And if you look at the world and you figure out that actually it is these men that women are looking up to make a family or to make a life, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that women should learn to understand that they are now the patriarchs. You know, they have their, you know,
they're not the matriarchs.
Yeah, she has a money, she has a good NGO civil society job, she has got a debut, she has got her iPhone 17, ile si ya Pro, akuna kila kitu. So as a man, you know, akuje, akae, akule blue band. I think that's what should happen. But what were we talking about, by the way?
So, there was that issue about the big five.
Yeah.
Where this fellow escaped amongst 5 other students. When they went to the big five together, they made it back, but the teacher realized them. The teacher on duty. I remember one of the teachers there was called Mr. Tom Uduka.
Yeah.
You can escape from school and go to big five.
Yeah.
You guys are going home. And our principal then was called John Olwach, Mr. John Olwach. I remember they were fired. They were expelled so mercilessly. In the parade in the morning, we were at the assembly on a Monday, and this thing happened on a Friday. So over the weekend, we just kept under wraps. So on Monday, as we were at the assembly, the principal just commanded, go and bring the sanduku ya huyu, na huyu, na huyu, na huyu. And the assembly went quiet. When the boxes were brought, the fellows were told, you know what, you guys, these ikuwe funzo kwa wengine. Home.
How about if you had your underwear in the bathroom?
That's your problem. Expulsion is quick, is efficient, is effective. You go very fast. And that served as a lesson.
How does expulsion, you know, marry well with the laws of the country? Because I feel like it's a jungle law.
There should be due process, of course, in terms of disciplinary, who you are subject to disciplinary. You come and defend yourself. Of course, your accuser is normally a prefect or a teacher. And once you defend yourself, your parent should be invited also to witness this process.
Yeah.
Because expulsion is difficult. Right now, you know, when you're expelled from school, it's very difficult to get another school.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm happy people like Urina were stopped. So I went to Gende High School. Which school did you go to apart from Olembo?
I went to Olembo Boy.
Yeah, just Olembo.
Olembo is the only school that I went to.
You know, went to other school, like another secondary school?
No, why? I was not a failure.
Oh.
Yeah. So why were you gallivanting around? You were failing all over the place.
No, I didn't like Gendia.
Because I knew it was a hospital. I don't know at what point it became a proper school.
Again, you know, SDA and the churches back then used to establish missions. And when a mission is established, it came with a
hospital. What?
A Cheshire.
What's a Cheshire?
Like where disabled people live.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially the ones who are having mobility issues. It came with a school.
Okay.
It came with a mission hospital. So Gendia Mission was actually by the SDAs. And it's one of the biggest down there. Then, of course, the church itself and the Herald printing press.
Okay. Herald printing press.
You ever heard of something called Nyagendia?
Nyagendia, yes.
Do you know why it's called Nyagendia?
No.
It's because it is printed. All those hymn books are printed in Gendia, in Kindu Bay.
Okay.
That's why Lewis call it Nyagendia.
Yes. So that means it's a very interesting place. It's a complex.
It's a historical.
It's a complex.
It's not really a complex until the other day when Pastor Mumbo, I think, was the chairperson of Kenya Lakefield. By then it was just Kenya Lakefield Conference. When I was leaving school, that was about 2009. It was quite a thing.
You left school in 2009?
I left Gendia in 2000 and
then jumped to another school.
Then I went to Rangala in 2010.
Rangala Boys. I know. At least I know Rangala.
Yeah, Rangala is good.
It's not girls?
No, girls is opposite. Come on. I know you know about the girls, but yeah, there's Rangala.
Yeah, but
boys as well.
We have always known about Rangala girls. We've never heard of Rangala Boys.
Rangala Boys is there.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah, people like me came from Rangala Boys, so there you are. Be informed.
Yeah, is it anything to write home about Rangala?
Of course. We had one of the best principals who actually made me go to university.
Okay.
It's called Kennedy Ojijo, right now is the principal of Mbita High School.
Okay.
One man who revolutionized how Rangala Boys was in terms of performance. Up to and about the time that he came to Rangala Boys, Rangala Boys was not significant. But after he came there, he made it quite something. And actually, Genda is where Nani went to school. Eugene Omalwa.
Eugene Omalwa.
Studied in Genda. Yeah, he's a product of Genda High School. That's the most notable. Yeah, that's the most notable person I can say from Genda.
Eugene Omalwa is notable.
It's notable, of course. He has become a CS for devolution. He's become a CS for defense. He served at the cabinet. That is quite good. It shows that Gende had something.
Okay, can we welcome the people of the internet? Really can't. Hello there, people of the internet. Hello there to you, Mr. Likan. Brian is saying Obunga yawa. Alienda wapi? Obunga is around. Obunga is the one on the deck today together with Mr. Frank. So he's okay. Really can't. Odhiambo PR in the building. We are ready for the political temperature. Thank you very much. Danderick, I don't know if that is the correct name. Hello there, people of the internet. Thank you very much. Lois, your I want to say your girlfriend, but our friend. You know, a girl is a friend. Yes, a girl is a friend. Econditiny. What does that mean? Econditiny. Lois, what do you mean by econditiny? Is it a phrase that we don't know? Is it a Gen X phrase? Or it's millennial or Gen Z?
Is she Gen X? I don't think.
Yeah. John is saying Charles Mvoi tuned in from Kegoma TZ. Kenyans mulipeleka wapi refinery yetu? You are not good people. Sisi refinery tu kusema mambo yake. Somebody is saying, waiting to hear from the government. Apologies, Mr. Odhiambo Tieno. Annie is saying propaganda ikuje quick fast. Huyo msichana anaitwa Annie, huwa anasemanga sisi tunaspew propaganda. Yeah, but she never misses. I think she's NIS.
Sound right.
Danny is saying Odhiambo will always shift conversation to the wife. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, Odhiambo mepikiwa chapati. Ama inasemwanga aje? Ni kupikiwa ama ni kukaliwa?
Kukaliwa is dominance.
Okay. Kupikiwa ni sawa.
Yeah, kupika. I don't think if women are dominant.
Yeah, of course. Somebody was asking if I was. Paulo is saying is talking to Annie on the town hall, saying Annie, Sasa, Annie is okay, I believe. Owino is saying you people look not only amazing but also sharp. Looking forward to learn a lot today. Thank you very much, Mr. Owino. Lois Barada, sound is good. Thank you. Sound iko sawa. Oh, I love it when sound is good. People of the internet, sound is my biggest worry in any production, because without sound, we cannot be heard. Without sound, people are complaining of their ears and so on and so forth.
Somebody said something interesting.
Yeah.
Ati, this is Oscar Matana. He's saying there is a dropout.
A drop? Yeah, you'd say so.
No, you're not.
I'm not a dropout.
Do you know you performed better than me in high school?
I got a B minus.
Of how many points?
59. But university was 62. So I felt shy of 61.
You could have still gone to university by parallel.
Yeah, of course, but where was I coming from? Do you know? I was coming from the bush. People that come from the bush don't go to the university through parallel. You know, I used to hear about the fees at Strathmore, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it can't be that serious. It
can't be that serious.
It can't be that serious. So, like people going to Strathmore are demigods. I can't imagine.
Then you couldn't imagine what 1 million per month looked like. But now you earn 1 million per month.
No, let's not talk about what I earn.
No, let's talk about what you earn.
No, but it's irrelevant.
So that we encourage people.
No, it's irrelevant. Yeah, no.
Yes.
I don't
it is important to gain
skill. I cannot talk about 1 million per month. What I can say...
You get something good.
Is that... No, you digress a lot.
I'm not digressing.
No.
When it comes to your income, you're very cagey.
Unajua wanauacha hii kijana, hizi vitu zinameremeta hapo. Anakota pesa kali. Wacha tumtumie WhatsApp.
Have you seen the message? From
They sent me a message the other day. Yeah. Don't care, come on. Leave me alone. What's your problem? I don't fear KRA, by the way. Me, you know, if wakiniweka moto, mimi naenda kwa village. Mimi nalala huko, nimejenga.
Yeah, you have a good house.
Yeah, me, I just go to the village.
You don't disappear.
In any case, that's where we are all going.
Yeah, of course.
At
the end of the day, you are no bunga. You are your bunga.
Yes. So what were we saying? So anyway, I was saying, to tell the people of the internet, I think...
Skill is more important.
I think that education is really good.
Yeah.
But the question is, where are you getting it from? Because for me, I think I went to the University of YouTube, mostly. I've learned a lot of things and read a lot. But those have happened through books. I have learned a lot of business through just reading books, watching YouTube, and just, burning the midnight oil. Sometimes I feel like I really miss the fact that I did not go to the university. But you see, I know English, that's what matters.
You'll simplify life.
That's what matters. So anyway, we were talking about the people of the internet.
Yeah.
Live from Juba, all are welcome. Jagero is a dropout.
Imagine.
But that does make me angry. You know that. So people of the internet, the question is, we have Mr. This guy's name is very hard.
Yeah, let him say his name.
Yeah.
Kishoyan is my good name.
Kishoy is your good name. Is the sound good? Your sound is good? What do you think about the fact that Ruto actually arm twisted according to Nation? Nation is actually saying that there was an arm twisting in Mombasa. In fact, what do you think about fuel? I know you are a government apologist, but what do you think about the fuel thing?
I think fuel has been a major issue in terms of the type of stakeholder that is ongoing in the country, and it has been a serious issue regarding to how the mobility of things, regarding to how the products, the sales, and everything.
Can you speak a little bit up so that people can hear you?
It's been very serious on how things are gauging up. According to the briefing that was had in Mombasa, I think a lot of people maybe didn't, they were not really well with the information that was given by the president then. But let's call a spade a spade. The information given was not supposed to be based on how the people maybe wished. It was purposely on expertise. It was purposely on how the current trend and situation of fuel, the way it's being brought into the country. It was situational. It was never how people could expect and how people could take. Because if you see the transport sector on Monday and on Tuesday, it was really not well because people didn't come out. The matatu operators, they said that we cannot be on road, there are no customers and all that. But the president is listening and is trying to ensure that he comes down to the interest of the people who are traveling in.
Why do you think that he's stuck on the price of petrol and diesel? Why do you think he's not taking it down? However much people cry about it, why do you think he's not doing it?
I think maybe it can be in terms of how the fuel is coming into the country.
Okay.
Because I don't think something can come at a lower price and being sold at a high price, or something coming at a lower price or at a higher price and being sold at a lower price. It cannot work. I think the
people of the internet are saying that they are not seeing you. Please, people of the internet, he's off camera, so we can't see him. It's not that his camera is not working; he's just off camera. One of the things that we do here is that we can bring a guest to sit in and give us their view of what is happening in the country, but not necessarily put them on camera. So the gentleman is not on camera anyway, so he's not on camera.
Yes, and it's very right you clarify that. So I think one of the biggest problems is how it's getting in.
Okay.
Because it controls how things move within that particular country.
Okay.
So if it's getting on well, then the measure of how it's being sold can be altered or not, and also it can be flawless in terms of how things move within the country. But if it's getting out in any way, I think you can also feel.
But as a supporter of the government,
yes,
what do you think? Do you think that what Ruto said is enough, or do you think that the price of fuel should actually go down? Like as a person, well, you could, and I think Odhiambo is also a supporter of the government.
Yes.
But what is really your feeling about it? Do you think that the government should do more?
I think after the new prices were given, we had the energy CS coming out and saying that we are reducing to a further price. And after again the president, after some time, the president also came in and he reduced it further.
Okay.
So I think it is not enough. Given on the time between what we have now and the coming days, it is not enough because we expect things to get slower, we expect things to get lower,
Okay.
and we expect people to accommodate whatever they can in terms of fuel at a higher percentage. So it is not enough. We are giving it time to see if things can, you know, can change, can get lower, because it's really a necessity and it's very essential for a country like Kenya.
Okay. The other question that I want to ask is that if you look at that claim, a lot of people who are actually in the business are saying that we do not agree with what His Excellency the President agreed with the leaders of the matatu industry in Mombasa, that they think that they have been shortchanged. Do you think that it was important? And I also want to throw this question to Odhiambo.
Yes.
Because you remember, Odhiambo, when Nyamuri was explaining to us something here very interesting, that in fact, I don't think you were on the set.
I was on call.
You were on call?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what Nyamuri said was that EPRA, the reason why the guy was saying with all due respect behind Mr. Wandai is because Wandai had his hands tied behind his back. He could not announce anything until EPRA sits down and agree on a price reduction formula. Okay? So my understanding is that if President William Ruto was meeting the matatu sector in Mombasa, then we could agree. But then, do we have a time whereby, okay, before this press conference, let's talk to our people and tell them that, look, we are going to a press conference, we are about to go to a press conference, this is what the president has put as a proposal on the table.
Yes.
Should we accept it? But what is coming out now is that they went and made a deal with the president and straight for a press conference. And now everybody's saying that, look, you should have consulted us about, because we sent you to Mombasa. If I send you, because I think that even when Ruto was away in Azerbaijan, there was a back channel communication on what is really going on.
Sure.
So people are wondering, why was there no back communication between the leaders of the matatu industry and those people that were out here?
I think these people are just representatives of the others. They had carried the information that these people wanted to bear to the president. So if they sit in a meeting and agree on something, they have already made a substantive decision.
Okay.
Because it's only the representatives of the leaders that need to relay back the information to the organization or the association, because they are their leaders.
Okay.
So if we make a deal and agree on something, it is me and you. I don't need to go back to my people, and yet you had sent me to come out and at least represent you in that association.
So in a sense, you already trust your judgment.
Yes, we already trust what you're going to, what you're going to relay as information to the president, and what the views and the thoughts that you're going to share there.
Okay.
So the press conference that came immediately after had come because of the magnanimous decision that was had in the meeting at State House Mombasa. So it was never the president's view, it was magnanimous. And the people who actually, there are some of the matatu operators who didn't augur well with that information. And these people are so many. Mostly, there might be reasons of why they were never called to be in State House Mombasa. Largely, that is the reason, because if we have people there and they are standing before the president and the cameras and they are agreeing with what the president is reading and saying for that matter, then I guess that was one of the decisions that came out of the talk of the meeting. So it is not a decision that was brought in by the president. They sat down, took hours before even the president came out to speak. They had some hours they could sit, look at things, and then the president finally came out of the verdict and the conversations and the conclusions that were made by the team.
Okay, Odhiambo, as a communication person, what do you think should have happened? Because it looks like there is a lot of disquiet that we did not hear from you first before you went to the press conference. How does communication usually occur in this kind of scenario?
In the art of negotiation, one thing that you must understand is that you're doing something called social marketing. In social marketing, you are seeking to provide a better alternative to the person you're talking to. Now, when you're negotiating on behalf of a people, especially in a very emotive issue, you must do something called consent manufacturing.
Okay.
because you don't really just get the consent, you must manufacture it. If it's by a simple majority in terms of the standard operating procedures of your organization, then you go by vote. But if it is full, what we call full confidence, like in the UN Security Council, where before any resolution is passed, there are countries which have veto power that can veto decisions.
Okay.
There must be absolutely an agreement between the participating powers, that is. So one thing that these guys should have done, of course, is to inform their people. But of course, even if you inform your people, people can always disagree with you, but they still respect the decision that you've arrived at, because what can they do? The structures work in that fashion.
Okay.
If you ask me what should have happened, is that number one, it's a sin to commit the government into deals which are not yet deliberated upon in the legal framework.
Okay.
But you can commit the government into the politics of it by leading them into a decision, or by edging them into a decision. And how you do that is by first appreciating their concerns and agreeing fully who is going to speak before the cameras as a protocol issue. It is very wrong to be flanked. The mistake that Wanda did and his people was allowing these people to flank them.
Flanking means
standing around them. You don't allow people to flank you like that, especially when there's a disagreement, because somebody will just pop. If there's a disagreement, they just pop and say, you know what, sorry, with all due respect. That's because they are right there and is aware that the nation is actually seeing. So what is normally done, it is the representatives that go to talk, okay? The rest of them should be somewhere else.
Or remain seated.
Opposite. That they give their conflicting opinion later. But of course, they wanted to show that level of whatever. And when I was right not to commit the government to anything, but it was wrong not to lead them on politically. Could have said a lot of things. You can actually address a press conference without being committal. They say, we are discussing. And these good gentlemen and ladies here, all of them having the interests of the country at heart, have accepted that we are going to agree. Right now, we don't have a deal yet, but we're going to agree. And we're respecting each other as we are here. We have looked at the circumstance, and we all live in this country, we all live in the globe, we know what's going on, and we can see in the next 2-3 days. But most importantly, we know that the president is having the best interests of Kenyans at heart. And we look forward to his return, and we know he has something good for us. But there was that lack, you could see. There's that lack of coordination, of course. There's that lack of propaganda machinery. People of the internet must understand one thing. Okay. The reason as to why sometimes a city is also to understand how could the government communicate better, or is there propaganda that is going on? Can we find it, and what is it looking like? Like in that case, one day was just being raw. But you cannot face the world with your bare face. You must be strategic about how you face the world. So in communication, normally you seek the consent of the people you are discussing on their behalf, and you make sure that it is natural. We always say that decisions are not secured in the boardroom. Decisions are secured in the hallways. So that when you arrive at the boardroom, it's only endorsements. Okay? Anybody who goes to the boardroom to discuss, to seek consent, will always lose. Because vested interests are there. You must always campaign. That's why we have lobby houses that do for you the lobbying in the corridors. So like when President Ruto said, hey, gentlemen, I want to see you in Mombasa. How do you think they arrived in Mombasa?
I don't know. They were the SGR?
No, of course. They didn't go via SGR.
They flew?
Of course, straight away. So it means the president must have... Once the president's word is law. Of course, it's not law that's taken before court, but it's law in terms of a decree. Once it says, I want to meet this gentleman in Mombasa, the next thing is the chief of staff actively activates, calls these guys, organizes how they're arriving. If it is getting them a private jet to bring them, the president's time is the state's time. It must be respected. So they're brought in very fast. Now,
so drop what you are doing. We are going to the airport.
When the president calls you today, you will basically drop everything you're doing. You will
political headache.
You will drop.
Okay.
You will just say, Diambo, State House, gone.
Why? Diambo State House. Which gate?
I think you'll go to gate D. You'll not go to gate A. You'll go to gate D.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever you get D, then the president addresses you as a human, because you'll see. In Mombasa, there's nothing meaningful in terms of price reduction that was secured in this cycle. The price reduction has been secured in the next cycle. Yes. So the price remains the same. But what did they live with? Their dignity. Everybody, Jagero, walks with a plaster or a poster written on their forehead. It is invincible, but it is called "Make Me Feel Important." Even the watchman. That is why I remember when the mother to Bien, who was then our Deputy Chief Justice, Nancy Baraza, when she joked around with the watch lady and said, "No, you should know people." I mean, it's something very simple, yeah? You should know people. I would never bother about it. But it became a really huge issue. Loaded. Because, one, of course, the ambulance chasers. But there are also in that process people who want to follow chaos. This lady, at that moment, maybe she didn't really know who this lady was. She would not bother anyway, because most of them are always done like that. She'll be like, this is one of these bad-hearted people. But when somebody enlightened her of her dignity, that pushing of the nose became a big issue. And remember, the Deputy Chief Justice had to be resigned from a position because of pushing somebody's, was it nose or forehead? Something of the sort. Now, when the president sits with these guys, what does he do? He looks at their dignity. And what is a man's dignity? Stability. Not losing his property. And having money in his pocket. The president understood that thing, that what concerns these people is not the fuel as much. Because they will only transfer the cost of fuel to the end user, who is the client, and collect the money. But the president knows that these guys have other problems. That's the problem I want to solve. So the president looks at something called the ghost data. What everybody's not looking at. Everybody's talking about fuel price, hike, below, what? Strike. But it's not talking about that. In fact,
he's talking about insurance.
He's talking about insurance. He's talking about graffiti. He's talking about loans. He's talking about electric vehicles coming in. He's talking about whatever. He's appealing to the actual interest of the matatu owners. Fuel is not their interest. Genuinely, it's not. Because they'll only pass it to the end user in the city. If you want to travel, and transport is compulsory. That's
because they do it in December and
they've always done it.
And people always travel.
Exactly. Nobody goes to the street for it. Okay? But it was a beautiful moment. Of course, we are in an activist or what I call an aware state, where many people are aware of their rights and they're also advocating on behalf of their clients, which is a beautiful thing. But you see, the president deals with them in a very different way. He appeals to their personal interests and he secures the deal, which is a beautiful thing. That's how to communicate.
All right. Orengo denies Raila Ruto agreement. Orengo is not going away. Can we play that video where Orengo is, I don't know, where he was talking to Obina, right? Yeah, let's hear that. I don't understand what is going on.
There was no agreement.
Hakukuwa a contract?
Nothing.
So the agreement between Baba and the UDA party was word of mouth? Gentleman's
It was not even an agreement. These characters had already, campaigned for jobs for themselves. And then they got together and they said, whether Baba agrees or not, we are going. Now, what affected Raila Amolo Odinga about their possible departure from the party, because they had been given positions in the UDA government, was that it looked like there's a big break or people withdrawing from the party. I mean, there were about 6 of them being given those jobs. So Raila coined this word that we are donating experts.
So that was damage control?
It was damage control.
They were already going?
He said, they were already going. In fact, one of them said, if somebody thinks that I cannot get this job because I'm from this region, check me out. I'm not from this region.
Oh, wow. But everybody assumed that Baba is the one who donated them.
I'm telling you.
Akasema, wewe ingia pale, saidia government. Wewe saidia government.
No way. If Raila really believed that, President Ruto was good for Kenya, he would have had a formal agreement like they had with Kibaki. And he would not have let ODM leaders in parliament continue to occupy seats.
Orengo keeps bringing up the issues of Baba.
Yeah.
And saying that there was no agreement between Raila and UDA, or His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto. What is going on with Orengo? Orengo has been calling himself the party leader of ODM. Is also the governor of Siaya. Is also the leader of Linda Wananchi. Is also the one that is assaulting Gladys Wanga verbally. Is also the one that is saying a lot of things. What is going on with Orengo?
There's nothing new about Orengo in terms of what he's doing. It is normal politics, and ODM is undergoing a rebirth. Rebirths are painful, very painful. It's like ukitoka kwa kitabu ya kanisa. You know, have you ever been removed from church?
Yeah, I was once told that I'm going to be excommunicated, but I reminded them I'm not a member, so you can't excommunicate
somebody's not a member. Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're deregistered, it's that painful sort of.
Yeah.
Orengo is pursuing his true north, just like everybody else. Immediately, Orengo realizes a vacuum. He sees everybody else as a junior in the party, and that is a fact. That Orengo is the senior most politician, apart from Anyang' Nyong'o. In fact, he's even senior than Anyang' Nyong'o. In terms of elective politics. Remember, Orengo went into parliament the first time in 1979 when he defeated Bishop Ondiek.
1979?
Yes.
That's a whole lot of time has passed.
Were you born in 1979?
No.
Exactly.
I would be born 6 years later.
Yes, so Orengo already went to parliament then. Orengo is not a joke. He's somebody who understands politics in and out. Even what he did for Gladys Wanga, anybody who understands politics from the perspective that I do would tell you that is a very big tact that he made. Because remember, in Kisumu, I think you discussed it here. In Kisumu, when Gladys Wanga and my friend Ojienda and Ouda were seated in some rally, Makamu got up and assaulted Orengo and his wife and talked about how Orengo, Babu, and who he profiled them, the ones who have married Kikuyu women. He profiled them and said, these guys are making a deal with Gachagua because they are sleeping with Kikuyu women. And that didn't sit well with very many people. But
who said that?
Makamu is one of those court jesters.
Oh, the fat guy.
Well, he's chubby.
So what's the difference between fat and chubby?
Well, fat is a little derogatory.
No, it's not.
It's derogatory.
Derogatory?
It's not politically correct.
To call somebody fat?
Yeah, because fat is an element that exists in nature.
So we can't say you're a fat man?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apologies.
It says plump.
Plump, chubby.
Plump for
I think chubby, people on the internet, chubby is worse. Chubby is just chubby, like umejiachilia. Chubby is chubby, umejiachilia.
Well, that is a nice interpretation, but it does not mean that umejiachilia. Chubby, you are good looking in a fine way.
Plus size.
In a more advanced size.
Makamu is plus size.
Well, his visceral, of course, exposes something different. He has a big tummy, so that shows that he has visceral fat. That means he's pre-diabetic.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
okay.
Makamu, who is a man who is well known to be a politician's poet, is a court jester, is the hapsman, is the hype man of Luo politicians. Most of them, okay. When they want to do anything about politics, before they speak, this is the gentleman who anawasha kiwanja inakuwa moto. And normally they speak a lot.
Is he the guy that also gyrates his waist?
Yes, he's the same guy. He speaks a lot of vulgarities. Not only, even when my friend Amimo was being buried, he really embarrassed us.
Oh, really?
Completely embarrassed us. Because the
circumstances. Why did he give him the mic?
Well, he grabbed the mic in a fashionable fashion, and those guys there, the politicians, fear him sort of, because he excites the masses, and the masses always want to hear from him. But he speaks a lot of vulgarities. He took the mic and embarrassed us for a clean 10 minutes.
He did not let go of the mic for 10 minutes.
And he was talking nonsense from the first word to the last word. Nonsense, utter nonsense. And the family must have remained extremely embarrassed. If us, the friends who were embarrassed, the family must have remained. So what I was saying, that this fellow talked about Orengo and the wife and Babu and the wife in a very disrespectful manner. And when Gladys Wanga stood to speak, all the seniors stood to speak, none of them spoke about, none of them called him out. In fact, they were laughing if you looked at it. So then this fellow throws a tackle. Orengo goes to Homa Bay at the doorstep, in fact, in my home area in Ringa, and drops a bombshell there, which is politically inappropriate. But it's a masterstroke because it gets reactions from all over. And then, I mean, it's so bad, of course, but Orengo is doing whatever he can do. And that is, Orengo believes he's the best amongst the rest. And everybody needs to align with him. And you know, politics is about dominance. If you can dominate your colleague, why not? You will be seen as the victor. Today, even people in Linda Wananchi, Linda ground know that Orengo is an irritant, but not just a common irritant. He's a very strategic, powerful irritant. That he has the muscle to actually shift the discussion. Because if he can initiate a discussion out of nowhere and it occupies our media stations for over 3 days, that's quite substantive. So there's nothing new that he's saying. I think he's doing whatever he's doing. I told you Orengo had a hangover, which is suspended in about 2002 or 98 when he had to join Raila. And that thing remained subdued in him. Now, even look at Anyang' Nyong'o, the professor, in his recent speeches and writings. He's coming out as a very sober man. He has reverted to the Anyang' Nyong'o of 2002 when he was in SDP. The intellect, who would speak facts, who would want to speak political ideology. In fact, today, if you ask me, the true party leadership of ODM should go to somebody who has no vested interest in terms of active participation in politics, and that is Anyang' Nyong'o. He has the ideology of ODM. He understands it. Orengo has a very big vested interest, which is the Siaya County gubernatorial seat. Okay? But, well, he's doing what he's doing. Good for him. Yeah.
People of the internet, let's talk about the issue that we want to discuss today. We are talking about the issue of Senegal. Senegal is a very, very interesting story, and Odhiambo is going to give us a lot of meat around the skeleton that I'm going to give you right now. But first of all, the names that you must remember is number one, Mr. Sonko. Now, we are not talking about the deposed Sonko of Nairobi, county.
Yes.
We're talking about the Sonko of Senegal, the current president, right? No. The current prime minister,
the former prime minister
of Senegal, Mr. Sonko. But then there is also another name that you have to, keep at the back of your mind. His name is very difficult, Bassirou Diomaye Faye.
Bassirou Diomaye Faye.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Odhiambo is going to tell us a little bit. Like I said, he's going to put meat on the skeleton. But his history in governance is highly unusual for a head of state. That is the reason why we are talking about him is that at the tail end of this conversation or in the middle of this conversation, we are going to be looking at who in Kenya decides to leave the presidency for who. All right? Yeah. Because we are now looking at whether Wamunyoro can actually trust Sifuna, who is a very young man, almost the age mate of Faye.
Yes.
Right? Yes. We're going to be looking at whether Kalonzo Musyoka can stand down for Babu Owino, right? And so on and so forth. A man who is not really exciting to the nation is saying, okay, Odhiambo is exciting to the nation, and so we are going to step down for him. So I'm going to read you the story because it's very, very interesting. Like I've said, Diomaye Faye history in governance is highly unusual for every state. Before being elected president of Senegal in March 2024, he had never held any elective political office or served in a ministerial role. So that puts him below Sifuna, that puts him below Babu Owino, that puts him below, maybe he's an Andrian Oluoch. That is Andrian Oluoch, people of the internet, if you know. Instead, his background is rooted entirely in the civil service and union leadership. He is fundamentally a bureaucrat and a technocrat who was emerged as the organizational brains behind a populist movement. Okay? So, but then Sonko is not able to become president. So the Faye's path to the presidency was born out of political necessity rather than a long-planned personal ambition, correct?
Yeah.
Because there is the imprisonment of 2023, okay? Faye is arrested and charged with contempt of court and defamation after publishing a Facebook post criticizing magistrates involved in a legal case against Osmani Sonko. Now, this is his godfather in politics, right, Mr. Odhiambo?
Not really, is his contemporary.
Contemporary. Is it really?
Yeah.
But he's much older than Faye.
Well, they're sort of same age.
Yeah, but we are looking at Sifuna and Wamunyoro.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Apples
right?
and oranges.
Right?
Yeah.
So something like that. But something happens in November of 2023.
Yes.
With Sonko disqualified from running for president due to his own legal battles. Okay? Pastef designates the imprisoned Faye as his backup presidential candidate. The campaign slogan becomes Diomaye Moi Sonko. Diomaye is the Sonko. Okay, so that is what happens. And in Kenya, it is very interesting that Gachagua is also in the courts fighting for his survival and whether he can be the presidential candidate of this country. So that is what is happening. So the question that we are going to ask, and Odhiambo is going, like I said, is going to put meat into this discussion. So what is there is the issue of co-presidency.
Yes.
And you agree or you posit that it is inherently unstable, right? So Faye deciding that before I go there, what is the problem that Sonko had with Mr. Faye or vice versa?
So it doesn't begin there.
Okay.
It begins way before. And that is because Senegal is the only state or one of the only states within West Africa that has never experienced political instability since independence.
Okay.
Senegal is very stable. Then comes Macky Sall. Macky Sall is the immediate former president of Senegal, whose dalliance with France becomes a concern because of this question of the money, the loans, etc. The thing we're talking about, ODS debts in Kenya.
Yeah.
It's not only in Kenya, it's also spread to West Africa. And there's that problem there. But before I say whatever I want to say, I need to ask our producer, Frank, to play the clip where they're campaigning in 2022 or thereabout, the two gentlemen. That is when Sonko decides to campaign with Faye. If you have it, you can roll it.
In jail, opposition leader Ousmane Sonko, finally free and on the campaign trail. The moment his supporters were waiting for.
We have lost too much time. We have an election to win.
After Sonko was disqualified from running in the race, his deputy, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, was chosen as a stand-in candidate. The former tax inspector is relatively unknown to the public. He has been in jail for over a year.
I would like to spare a thought to all of the brothers that were locked up in jail, some for months, others for years, and have weathered with dignity this challenge.
Late into the night, crowds gathered outside Sonko's home, hoping to catch a glimpse of the opposition figure. Sonko and his deputy were released from jail as part of an amnesty law suggested by President Macky Sall to ease political tension and preempt street protests. Once the stage of violent clashes, now the scene of jubilation. Fear over the delayed election is making way to hope.
We feel like the election has begun, and now that the opposition is out of prison, the campaign will change in dimension.
But absent in the race is opposition leader Karim Wade. His supporters fought with security forces outside the Supreme Court after he, along other dismissed candidates, had their appeal to cancel the election rejected. Following weeks of uncertainty, the elections will take place on March 24th. After a lackluster start to the presidential campaign, the presence of Bassirou Diomaye Faye and the opposition leader Ousmane Sonko has brought new energy to this presidential election. The focus is no longer on the electoral process, but on the candidate's manifesto. And what most people here want to know is who will bring jobs to young Senegalese. The opposition argues Senegal's booming economy has failed to bring employment to many young people.
Our young people need to stop thinking of crossing the ocean for work. They need to see that there are opportunities here in Senegal. We need profound change.
A sovereign, just and prosperous Senegal, more than a campaign slogan. Bassirou Diomaye Faye and Sonko will now have to convince that they can deliver where others have failed. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera, Dakar.
Yeah, so you look at that very story and you realize that the Senegalese bromance, political bromance, is something that is out of this world. It is the case of a political neophyte flying high straight into the presidential seat, and the case of a subdued de facto and de jure president being put behind bars. And it is interesting in the fashion that these guys are flying into power. So I'll break it down into 5 stages, which are very interesting. This, if you want to pitch this to Netflix, this will be what I call the perfect corporate thriller. Because one person is purely inexperienced, knows nothing about governance, okay?
Yeah.
The only thing he knows is perhaps taxing.
Okay.
So the first phase, we have something called the love in time of audit. Why do these guys meet? Ousmane Sonko is a successful young man in Senegal. He represents the hope of many. Of course, the youth are disillusioned because the older generation occupying power have no solution to the problems of the youth. Genuinely, they don't have solutions. They are also wondering what to do. Yeah, they're also wondering what to do. But the person offering the solution is somebody they don't want because he's looking like he's going to be trouble. And not just because they don't want him. Ousmane Sonko represents disconnect from France. Okay? Note that point. France starts playing games with Senegal and gives a backing to this fellow called Macky Sall and says that, you know what, by all means we cannot delink. You must ensure that you sustain power for our advantage. That is France, not any other person. Now, in that, whatever, you know, Senegal with their freedom and their stability, Ousmane Sonko finds a perfect chance. He campaigns the first time, of course doesn't succeed. Second time comes out, this one in 2024, where they're going to now do the elections. And Macky Sall becomes very painful. And for lack of better term, it becomes very silly. And it takes a whole candidate of presidency, in the name of Ousmane Sonko, and jails him on frivolous charges. Mara, it is rape, Mara, it is what? There's a lot of cases that are leveled against Ousmane Sonko. And technically, he's denied the chance to run for presidency. That makes it very difficult. Now, if you look at where these guys meet Jagero, Macky Sall, of course, is a representation of the neocolonial interests in Senegal. Ousmane Sonko is a nationalist. And of course, the world is going nationalistic. That it means the rise of the right-wingers. Those people who
can you explain a little bit about that? What do you mean by nationalists? what do you mean right-wingers? Who are right-wingers?
Right-wingers are right-wing politicians are people who seek to reform the way the government works. They operate...
Drain the swamp.
They drain the swamp. They hate government structures as they are because they're not working.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. If you look at Britain, which is my best
Linda
example.
type.
Linda Wananchi type, right-wing, well, you could say. Yeah, I think Linda Wananchi are right-wingers. You look at Britain, UK, my best example. We have, for the first time in centuries, we're having a party called the Reform UK Party. Led by...
Very controversial.
Very, very controversial. Led by Nigel Farage.
Yeah. Trump's friend.
Yes. What are these people talking about? They're talking about
immigration.
Nationalism of UK. They're saying we don't want to be part of the European Union. We don't want, in fact, some of them...
We don't want Venezuelans.
We don't want Venezuelans. We don't want people coming here to take our jobs and taking our wives, you know. And right now,
you know,
in the just concluded elections, the council elections in Britain, you realize that the Muslims swept quite a number of seats, especially the mayoral seats. And that has been a concern for reform.
Okay.
So reform has risen significantly, even slightly above conservatives, the Tories. That has placed them as the de facto opposition in Britain. So, you know, the Labour government is the one that, Labour Party is the one that is in government. Tories, the conservatives, are the ones who are in the opposition. But Nigel Farage, a one-man army, has now mobilized a very big...
There is a lady there that is really shouting at the guy in parliament.
My favorite, Kemi Badenoch.
The lady from Nigeria?
Yes, that's Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch
she's very well spoken.
She's very well spoken, and she understands her stuff, and she's a very good public speaker.
She belongs to the camp of Nigel Farage?
No, she's the head of the Conservative Party.
Okay, so sort of the opposition.
Yes, Conservative Party has been in power for 14 years. They only lost it the other time, for the first time in 14 years, to the Labour Party, headed by Keir Starmer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that said, you look at Britain having that rise of nationalists. America, of course, is evident. America could not come from Obama to Trump. There must be something fundamental that shifted, okay?
Yeah.
And the world over, it's happening in the same fashion. So here in Senegal, there's that question as well of Ousmane Sonko representing nationalism against Macky Sall and his people represent the status quo, which is the left-wing politics of preserving the institutions as they are, because it is working for them. So Ousmane Sonko is thrown behind bars, is denied a chance to do whatever he wants to do as a presidential candidate. Of course, it gives Macky Sall an easy swing into determining either becoming the president again or whatever happens there. But in the process, something happens. And that's where interesting stuff start to reveal. Many people do not know that Bassirou Faye, is actually the brains behind PASTEF. The face is Ousmane Sonko. How is he the face? How is he the brain behind PASTEF? PASTEF is the biggest political party there, okay? But has the legitimacy held firmly by Ousmane Sonko, not Faye. But Faye is the strategist, is the one who draws, is the one who drives the doctrine of the party.
He's the engineer of everything.
He's the engineer of everything, but he does not speak. He's quiet. Okay? And these guys met as tax inspectors. They were not politicians, but they were just identifying in process of their work at KRA ya Senegal. Waligundua, kuna monkey business, like I can say. Kuna monkey business at KRA. We are saying we are collecting 2.9 trillion, but I think we are collecting more. But there's a declaration that I can say. And KRA knows. There's a declaration at KRA. So these guys also realize something similar. Huko. So there's some gaps here. And we cannot talk about us having heavy debts, but we're having these questions in our audit system. So these gentlemen meet and become love brothers in the process of auditing government books as tax inspectors.
So you're thinking when Jiggy and his son is Joachim Simiyu.
Yes, something of the sort.
Something of the sort.
Yeah, but now these ones are too rich. Those ones are not very rich.
These ones are too rich.
These ones are too rich, like filthy rich. Yeah. So these guys meet and they decide, okay, now let's do something about it. Let's not just complain. And in that decision of trying to do something about it, what happens? They find each other into the union politics. They're now talking about reform. But as this fellow is locked up, they have no option. At this time, they had made Faye, to be the Secretary General of PASTEF.
Okay.
The silent Secretary General who does not talk. It's not like Joachim. So, as they make him the Secretary General, Ousmane Sonko, because he holds the imagination, he has captured the imagination of Senegal, gives it to him and says,
put your mic,
it's leaning out, sneaking out.
Yes.
Yeah. So as this is happening, they decide to go together, okay?
Okay.
And Ousmane Sonko says, Bassirou, Moi, Sonko.
Yeah.
Bassirou is Sonko. So they're not just voting for Bassirou, but a vote for Bassirou is a vote for Sonko. Overwhelmingly, he wins. This man has never been in any elective politics. He's never won an MCA seat in Senegal, if there's MCAs there. He's never won MP. He's never served as a minister. He's coming straight. You can see it even in his face. The guy is green. He's a greenhorn in politics. Have you seen his face when he walks on the red carpet?
Yeah. Is he the guy that I saw with the Macron the other day?
Yes.
With a suit namnai.
Yes, the guy who looks, he has a baby face with hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the guy. He looks green. He even walks with a very timid look. With his head a little bit down and his eyes not very sure of what he's doing.
Okay.
Okay? But very intelligent. That's a facade. Very, very intelligent young man. So then we go to the next stage, which is now the startup. So the startup, of course, they established this PASTEF thing and they're ready to move. And this fellow is Ameko Konyuma. And the guy says, Bassirou, Moi, Sonko. So people vote for him. He gets to power. Of course, he gets to power, immediately he appoints Sonko as the prime minister in a power sharing deal because he knows the power belongs to Sonko, not even the people.
And the prime minister position was there, ama he creates it?
Well, I'm not quite certain, but it is created by decree. So he can fire him.
Okay.
Nusumkate. Nusumkate.
Pembe mbili.
Serikali ya pembe mbili. So faye huko amekaa. Watu wanaambia, you know, the advisors, you know, once you become the president, things change.
Yeah.
Automatically, you disconnect from reality completely. So you have to be very sober to maintain that connection. So somebody tells him, you know, this guy is strong. And so you have to balance. So balance ujamaa atakuumiza. And he will go for the. So there is a push for amendment of the constitution to allow this fellow, Sonko, to contest in 2029 because there was some legal thing that was barring him from contesting in 2029. But Sonko did not lose his dream. He only placed a placeholder in the name of Bassirou Faye to be the president of Senegal. But the placeholder has decided to become mwenyekiti, substantive.
Okay.
Because at this time, I think Sonko believed, and it's naive of him, but I also don't know if I could be right in that sense. I think it would be naive of Sonko to believe that Bassirou will submit to him. Once you're sworn as the president and you start receiving intelligence briefs, you receive raw intelligence. What does raw intelligence mean, Jagiro?
It means that you know every corner of the government. You know everybody. You know whoever is planning what.
Exactly.
You know everything.
Exactly.
And you have the money and the resources.
Everything.
You have a decree at your fingertips.
You can do an executive order and that's law.
Yeah.
So which means when you sit, you're told, you know, this Odhiambo who is your friend is planning to kill you. This Odhiambo who is your friend is talking about you.
Is that so?
Yes. Because they listen to the calls. Pegasus can listen to calls without them sending you any link. They just need to target your phone properly.
Do you think that Gachagua thought that Ruto was going to become...
Gachagua actually was tapped in Kisumu, in one of the hotels there, when he was speaking to the now deceased MP from Emuru Adikir. He was tapped. There was wires in his hotel room. And then I was just there. Because they advanced him, oh yeah, it's deputy president's room, Enda kupanga panga, hapo na weka wire. So when he comes in, he calls the former Emuru Adikir's MP and they talk, hey, unajua ujamaa, sipojipanga. That is what sealed Gachagua's fate. Because he said something which still remains classified. That these people said, that's it. Let him go. Okay? So Sonko must have been speaking. Because nothing happens in a vacuum.
Saying hii kijana mdogo hii tulipea kitu.
Tulipea kiti hii. Anaanza kumisbehave. Yeye anataka kwenda na hao Wafaransa. Na sasa tutaki Wafaransa hapa.
That brings me to the that brings me to the what are we talking about? We are talking about the Sonko's resistance to IMF reforms.
Exactly.
And Faye's obligation to debt management.
So there are two issues there.
Yeah.
So there is
because we want us to go very quickly because these people of the internet they are going to be waiting for us to get into the Kenyan situation.
Yes, we are flying in shortly.
Yeah, we are flying in shortly. People of the internet. So we are trying to zoom into Kenyan situation. So if you're not understanding Senegal, just go with us, travel with us in this bus. But in a few, we are going to be landing at JKIA.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happens here is that there are two issues. The first issue is that Osman Sonko still has a goal that has not been achieved. It's a dream that has not been achieved. It's like, oh, okay, children are watching, but I need to say something. It's like something that has not been achieved. You know,
children don't watch this show.
Okay, the cycle is not complete. You get my point? Yeah. So is blue balled.
Okay.
He has to achieve whatever he wants to achieve.
It's blue balled.
Yeah.
Faye is blue balled.
Yes.
You think Gachagua was blue balled? Political blue ball.
Political blue ball.
Ooh, people of the internet unasikia hiyo.
Yes.
Political blue ball.
Yeah, so Faye has, Osman Sonko has political blue balls.
Okay.
And it is painful that this young boy I put in power is not listening to our policies now. He's changing. I have to vie for the presidency in 2029.
So the policy here is that
we have to defy IMF. We have to restructure those loans.
Odious debt.
Odious debt. We are not paying.
Oh my God, people of the internet.
Yes.
So it comes back again. Odious debt.
Odious debt. He says, I'm not paying. We are not paying this thing. But it's the prime minister, remember? He operates at the pleasure of the president.
So this is ini prime minister ile haina nini? Haina powers.
Haina powers.
Kama deputy president ya Kenya.
But it's a perfect balance. Because he's a prime minister without substantive powers, okay, in terms of influencing some level of order.
Okay.
But he has the street. And remember, he has blue balls, political blue balls.
Political blue balls.
So it's a very dangerous combination. You have to manage it very carefully. The only way for me that they will have managed this thing is Faye ensuring that
So what we are essentially discussing today is Gachagua and
Wanjigi.
No. Before we are discussing Gachagua and Ruto.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is happening right now in Senegal, right? A bit of it.
No. Gachagua was very vile. And Ruto was not helping the case either. Back then.
Yeah, but there was a disagreement. That's what we're talking about now.
It is a Ruto Uhuru kind of thing.
A Ruto Uhuru kind of thing.
Where they disagreed on the Big Four agenda. Do you remember?
You are keeping it at Uhuru Ruto.
Yes.
Because the fallout has not happened.
Because the fallout happened.
No, when I talk about fallout, I mean the serious fallout that we would later see. Between Gachagua and Ruto.
Those were they had a very straight bromance where there was even shirts being folded a particular way, red ties, and people announcing the cabinet together. You know, it was a co-presidency.
I want to digress and ask
please.
you what were your feelings around those dynamic duo pictures? They used to annoy me so much as a Luo. Back then, I was like, "What this? I don't like it."
Well, I'm a Democrat, and I believe that Kenya was looking at a new age, but I was very suspicious of Uhuru. Always, I was very happy for Ruto, because when if you remember, if you go back to his speech, during the swearing in, he said something very profound, and it is working today. He said that speech is there in public, and I remember I was very young still. 2013, I was still in campus. He said clearly that Kenyans are very unpredictable in their voting patterns. They will vote for people that you will shock you in the next election cycle. And that is how it has always worked. And I believed him, okay? Now, at that moment, these guys hanging out together, Uhuru, of course, was looking suspicious. He was looking like somebody who takes alcohol, a lot of it. In fact, it was visible. Yeah. So you used to see it?
Yeah, Uhuru had a problem with the bottle, but a lot of people tell you that that's a sickness.
Yeah, alcoholism is of course some illness.
Is a sickness, yeah.
I don't want to measure on it, but yeah, it was a point of concern for me. Like this guy, something's off about
it. But the obvious thing is that if you're always kissing the bottle and you're also supposed to be heading to be ruling a 45 million strong country, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the person who is sober most of the time will always rule on your behalf.
Yeah, that's why it's always said, it's always rumored that Ruto effectively coordinated the government for the first 5 years.
Because because there was no one.
The country was on autopilot.
No.
Yeah.
Ruto was on the tractor.
And that is
hurtling down.
And that is why people are the infrastructure of Uhuru was rebelling against him, because they're like, who are you? We are appointees of the president. We're in deputy, we're in a CC. You get it?
Yeah.
So
I think Ruto can also be a very forceful man.
But to lead
do you think that Ruto, it is his way or the highway? Is that the way he operates?
I don't want to think that's the way he operates, but it could look like. What I believe could be the disadvantage that many people would read in President Ruto, which for me is an advantage.
Okay.
Is that he's hands-on. So hands-on is the positive side of micromanager, negative side.
Yeah.
Okay? Because
hands-on is good when things are working.
Hands-on is good when things are working.
Okay.
But when people want to eat and you are sitting in their space, they start calling you micromanager.
Yeah.
You're in my space, songa kidogo, cola. But somebody who's hands-on, who can talk to your directors, who can talk to the PSS, who can talk to a chief. Like Moi was also hands-on. Moi would talk to chiefs, call chiefs, and in fact they knew. In I don't know if you remember, it's been said in the media that Moi would call between 6 and 7 a.m. So people, DCs, whatever, would be in the offices because you don't know which phone Moi will call.
So you show up at 5?
Be in the office. Because he would call.
He's calling from State House.
And he would call all the PCs. Remember, Mo used to jog from, I was told this by Odoyo, that Mo used to jog from his house in Kibera. For all the 24 years, Mo lived in Kibera.
I will call it Kibera. It is not Kibera.
It is Kibera.
No, it's not.
Okay, what do you want to call it?
No, that place.
Name it.
Pale mzuri namna hii. Hiyo sio Kibera bwana.
What is it?
Hata huyu kijana kwa hapa. Wewe umeona hiyo
umeenda kwa Moi?
Huko kwa Moi. Huko pale inaitwa aje Kabara kama inaitwa aje?
You tell me.
Sio Kabara, but it's not Kibera.
Okay, it's not Kibera.
It's on the other side of the road.
Yeah, but it's Kibera.
You see.
It's just desire to brand it differently.
No, because I used to live in Kawangware, all right? But they were only calling it Kawangware because of how it looked. It was literally on the fence of Lavington.
It is actually Lavington.
Yeah, but because of how the house that looked, it was a 10 by 10, Mabati house. It couldn't be called Lavington.
Look, Braiban School, Rusinga School,
yes,
are actually in Kawangware.
Exactly, but they are never in Kawangware.
You call it Lavington.
Yes,
but it is in Kawangware.
Yes. I'm telling you, I just built a good house namna hii. I am in love. So anyway, that cannot be Kibera.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. They said.
So Mo used to jog from Kibera to State House.
Okay.
And then of course he calls all PCs. The 8 of them knew that the president had to call you every other day.
Okay.
So the fellow is hands-on, and that's why he trained as such. So now let's go back to the Sonko case.
Yes.
So what happens is that these guys are having a shock of their lives. One has stuck at a position because he has an ambition.
Okay.
One is sinking into the realities of administration, and he's conflicted at how to handle the realities of the politics. That is, you go into government, as Joachim was saying the other day, and the first
it's called Cabernet Gardens.
Yes,
yeah,
Cabernet
people
Gardens.
of the internet have said it's called Cabernet Gardens. Very good. That is Cabernet Gardens.
Yes,
it's not Kibera.
Okay, it's not a garden. It's just that when you have a fancy home, you call it a garden. Yeah, but it's just Kibera. it's not even 100 meters from the last house in Kibera.
Cabernet is in Kibera, please, Jagger.
Yeah, it is in Kibera. I mean, Moi lived in Kibera, that's the truth. No, I visited, I'm like, this place is just Kibera, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah, Rusinga School is in Lavington View.
Lavington View. I like that name. I'm going from a place called Lavington View.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so these gentlemen are polarized, yeah?
Yeah.
And I was saying that Basiro gets into power. The first thing he receives is a brief from who? A brief from the KRA. Then a brief from IMF. A brief from... He has now entered a league of presidents. Remember, his level and the level of this fellow called Sonko now are different.
Yeah.
But Sonko refuses to accept that now this fellow is not the young man I was
It is
mentoring.
exactly the situation that Joachim was explaining
to
yesterday.
us. Yes.
That Maraga becomes president.
Yes.
Na kidogo tu watu wa treasury wamefika. Wanamwambia rais.
Yes. Kuna shida.
We have got 3 billion.
Because the government
that we are supposed to pay in 1 month.
Priority. And the government deals on priority basis. We have to pay 300 billion. We have this commitment. If we don't do this, the people will be in the street. When they're in the street, you'll go home. Because civic disobedience, you will deploy the forces. When you deploy the forces, what happens? A coup. Do you want a coup? No president wants a coup. Harry Akue voted out, but not coup Jagero.
Why?
Coup means you lose everything. As a president, when a coup happens or when you are overthrown by the people, that's why...
No maana ile jamaa ingine ya kwa koti, wanataka hizo aheri.
Yes. You lose everything. In a coup, you're deposed, number 1. Number 2, you are stripped of every property you own, because then all of them are branded as
with your corruption.
With your corruption. You don't have any political power or influence. You don't even belong to a league of ex-presidents. You remember that gentleman who was saying, make some noise, after being deposed? I don't know if it's coming from Guinea or where, can't recall. Make some noise, guys. And no noise was coming. So once you depose, it happens in that fashion. So I believe this fellow, the president of Senegal, has been informed that, you know what, if we don't align, then we'll have some serious misses. Now let us not have these serious misses. So what do? Let us sort this issue. But something happens.
Yes.
So there's tension, 6 months of tension that culminates at this video. The video where Nani is fired. I don't know whether you have it, Frank. The video where the Prime Minister is fired. Yes, please roll it. Ready?
Announcement on state television.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Diakhar Faye, has ended the tenure of Mr. Ousmane Sonko, Prime Minister, and consequently, that of the ministers and secretaries of state who are members of the government.
The two former allies have fallen out over economic policies, including fuel subsidies and negotiations with the IMF over its debt crisis, after joining forces to oust the former president Macky Sall in 2024. Sonko was a fierce government critic and popular with the youth, but banned from running due to defamation charges and threw his support behind the current president, helping him over the line. President Faye returned the favour by appointing him Prime Minister. Earlier this month, Faye had been clear and not too subtle regarding how the country's constitutional order functions.
There cannot be an institutional crisis because the Prime Minister is appointed by decree. It's also by decree that he can be dismissed. Therefore, it is the President who appoints him based on trust. And if the President no longer has confidence in him, he will appoint someone else.
After the announcement was made Friday, the now former Prime Minister took to social media to say
something interesting is happening there, Jagiro. And what is interesting there is what I call governing is terrible for friendship. Jagiro, the day you become a Prime Minister, or the day you become whichever position, I must quickly accept the reality of what has just happened. But most people do not know how to accept that because they still want to hang out with you at 3D, but not available. So you become frustrating to them. Or they don't want to deliver work. You get my point.
Yeah. They don't want to deliver work.
Yes. Governing is very terrible for friendship because it puts you at loggerheads because you don't know how to draw the lines.
Bongo was shouting, make some noise.
It was who?
Bongo.
Yes, Bongo, Ali Bongo. He was shouting, make some noise, you know. But he was eating alone with his white wife for a long time. So there's that challenge that comes in. That these guys were friends, actually. But now, sasa si urafiki. The Moi statement to Saitoti. Unajua
siasa si urafiki.
Siasa si urafiki. No, siasa is siasa. And here what matters is interest. And as I've told you, this fellow is in the club of presidents. He may look meek, he may look timid, but in the club of the few 51 boys in Africa, or 54, are they? 54, I think so. It's a special club. These guys talk at a different level. These guys do not talk with their prime ministers. They don't consider their prime ministers their contemporaries. Prime Minister ni mtu ya kawaida kutumwa. Yeah?
Because we didn't see Sonko with Macron. We didn't see him with Ruto.
He's very pissed. He's very pissed. He does not want this fellow to go to Macron.
Nuzumkate.
He doesn't want.
Nuzumkeka.
So he wields some power. Of course, he knows he wields the power. The intelligence briefs, of course, some of them leak. These intelligence people always leak intelligence. So they leak some intelligence to him. That, you know, actually, the last report, the last NIS report, inaonyesha popularity yako iko 60%, president ako 20. So usiogope. They egg him on. And the fellow says, okay. So something must have emboldened him. It is not just pure intuition.
So what did he say that pissed off Mr. Faye?
Do we have that clip as well? I think we downloaded it somewhere there. Where he said, there's something he actually said that pissed off Mr. Faye. And that is calling him out from his dalliance with IMF and France. Because we have to reinstitutionalize our finance system. And Faye does not take that. Takes that as insubordination. So this is pure insubordination. And then he holds an interview. Faye, the president, holds an interview. And is asked, what happens to the prime minister? Because seemingly there's tension between you and his office. Then he says, it's the clip that's just played. He says, you know, the prime minister is appointed by the president. and it's by decree. The same decree can fire him. And everybody's shocked. What is this guy talking about? This is your godfather, boy. Keep quiet. This is the man who made you. Sit down. But the fellow does not sit down. This is the firing shot. And this firing shot does not take long. He's fired in the most humiliating way. The most
humiliating way.
What normally happens, or what should happen, in my thinking, I could be wrong,
Okay.
is that they meet and agree that this thing is untenable. And they take the path of least resistance and say, we have reached this level and have accepted the resignation of the Prime Minister. It's more honorable to accept the resignation of a Prime Minister than to send a Secretary General kwenda kufukuza Prime Minister kwa media. The gentleman in white kanzu is the Secretary General of the regime. Akasema the president has fired the Prime Minister. Ousmane Sonko is not an ordinary street man. This is a street mad person. This is the man who has a command of the streets of Senegal. And that's where now the challenge sets in. Now, Ousmane Sonko commands a clean lead of 130 members of parliament, PASTEF. They are loyal to him, not loyal to the president. It's interesting in the next few days what will happen. Because impeachment is actually provided for in the constitution of Senegal. A president can be impeached. Is Ousmane Sonko going to impeach him? Because these are now enemies. And Jagero, there is nothing as painful as friend standing force in politics.
Something happened to our screen. What is happening? Okay. All right, people of the internet, lights out. No, there was no lights out. I don't know what happened, but at some point our cameras will scare fire and akuja. Yeah, but I think now it's back, right?
Yeah. So the finality, so that we now come to Kenya, the question that exists there is that...
Please tell us if you're back, please. We want to know if you're back. If you can see us, that would be nice. Let us know if you're back.
Yeah, the question in Senegal now is what is concerning many Kenyans as well. Is that 132% debt to GDP, which means they're operating 32% extra of what they can afford, which means they don't have any money. Senegal has no money.
Afadhali hii Ruto ni mzuri.
Afadhali Ruto bado tunasema tuko na 8 bob tunaweza tumia kwa budget ama 20. Pale hakuna. GDP is exploited. They are on the extra side. They are now living in the negatives.
And I agree with the Sonko that they should do something about it.
Yes, they should renegotiate. Or they should declare whatever should happen. But the president is saying no. And the worst thing, Bassirou Diomaye Faye is becoming a darling of Macky Sall, the former president.
Who?
Macky Sall.
Who is becoming a darling?
The president, the current president. The very man who persecuted Sonko. The very man who persecuted him. The very man who denied Sonko the chance to become president is now a darling of who? Of Bassirou Faye, the president. Sonko cannot take it. He's back into the streets. There's a video of the people in the streets after the announcement was made of firing of the prime minister. Can you play it? It's interesting.
Really?
Things are happening in Senegal so quickly. Then now we come to Kenya here.
Okay.
After months in jail, opposition leader Ousmane Sonko finally free and on the campaign trail. The moment his supporters were waiting for.
We have lost too much time. We have an election to win.
After Sonko was disqualified from running in the race, his deputy, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, was chosen as a stand-in candidate. The former tax inspector is relatively unknown to the public. He has been in jail for over a year.
I would like to spare a thought to all of the brothers that were locked up in jail, some for
Senegal's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has just sacked his own political godfather and mentor, the revolutionary lion Ousmane Sonko, as Prime Minister and dissolved the entire government in one dramatic sweep. This is not some small reshuffle, this is betrayal at the highest level. The very man who sacrificed everything to put Faye in power, the man who stepped aside, took the bullets and cleared the road, has now been shown the door like a stranger. Senegal is bleeding politically and the whole of Africa is watching in disbelief. The decree hit like lightning Friday evening. A cold presidential aide appeared on national television and read it out without emotion. President Faye has ended the duties of Ousmane Sonko and consequently those of the ministers and secretaries of state who are members of the government. Just like that, months of hidden tension exploded after Sonko openly criticized Faye during Tuesday's parliamentary session. The student has turned against the teacher in the most public and brutal way, but Sonko, the man remained unbreakable. His calm reply shook everyone even more. Alhamdulillah, tonight I sleep with a light heart in Kur Gorgi. No rage, no desperation, just peace.
Now that's very interesting. Sonko tweets and says, tonight, I sleep with a light heart. It's a very psychological message to a mass that is already economically strained. What does this mean, Jagero? Is a martyr. Remember, betrayal in politics is the fuel that you need to become a victim.
Yeah, but the question therefore is this: what do you? This is a bad chest turn from the gentleman.
Yes, it's a very bad move. But what can he do? Hakuna serikali ya pembe mbili. The Machiavellian thinking kicks in immediately. In fact, he's late. Bassirou is late. It's only that his execution is so street that it gives Sonko huge political capital. He should not persecute him in this fashion. Give him poison chalice. Poison what, Jagiro?
Chalice.
Poison chalice.
Poison chalice.
Give him wine in the poison chalice. Let him drink wine and let photos be taken and let evidence be kept. Frame him thoroughly. This is the man who is actually behaving like he is for the change, but this is what he's actually doing.
He wants to sink the country.
You know what was done to the former speaker of Uganda? Anita Among.
I saw something like that the other day.
Poison chalice. Very easy. She was given a free range in parliament to do anything. Anything. She's the one who oversaw most of the laws that are entrenching the Museveni regime and the Museveni power in Uganda. Okay? She could afford a Rolls Royce. She could afford those LX200s, which she has. She could afford those top tier Range Rovers. She could afford, did you see the mansion that lady has? 3 mansions. There's one that looks like a mall, literally. And she did it so plainly that she imported these things in her name. Not even in a proxy's name. Classic case of somebody who doesn't understand politics completely.
So what became of her?
She has been pushed out from the speaker's seat. Remember, Anita Among is the only person at the national scale that campaigned for almost all the MPs who have won across the country. She went to every constituency in the country. Museveni didn't even do that. Then she said something interesting. That, you know what? The choice of the presidency should be made in parliament and not by the people. Now, those who have never met Anita Among would imagine that this lady is so detached. But those who have met her in person know how much she's charming. So she controls parliament. And she has the money. So her peers or people in parliament look up to her because the politics normally is never really about the people. It's normally really about the big boys and the big girls. So they're deciding. And who sees that? Museveni. And Museveni looks at the son, who is called who? Muhoozi.
Yes.
Do you know the meaning of Muhoozi?
No.
The one who will avenge my death.
The one who will avenge my death.
Yes. So Museveni, in his mind, he still believes Obote is persecuting him, or Amin. And Muhoozi is the one who will avenge.
Yeah.
And there's a lady here saying that, the presidency should not be about the people. It should be in
So
parliament.
she has been pushed out?
Well, she's been pushed out. Everything has been reprocessed in public, including one of her dresses, which I think was bought from Versace or where, put on a mannequin and driven in the streets of Kampala, and photos taken. And the propaganda is so powerful there. They said that that dress cost $1 million or something. They're putting it in the streets of Kampala. And her cars are being towed by DCI.
DCI of what?
Of Uganda. Her cars are being towed. They're being taken to the police. The media is super occupied.
Yeah.
With Anita Among being the most corrupt politician that has ever lived. She's even worse than Museveni.
Oh yeah? Museveni and Muhozi.
Museveni and Muhozi. Anita Among is the worst.
Museveni and Muhozi and his generals.
Yes, and his generals.
Yeah.
And Museveni is maintaining power. Go read Fanon's Theory of Violence and Fanon's books about politics. Museveni, in fact, his thesis in his master's degree was on Fanon's Theory of Violence. He did a review. Okay? This fellow understands politics in and out. So now, Museveni is looking like a better evil than Anita Among. Because Anita Among has taken everything from the people of Uganda. So that's how you give somebody a what? A poison chalice.
And this is just because Anita Among was becoming too powerful for Museveni's liking.
No. Museveni knows he can do away with Anita Among. He's done away with people.
Yeah, but why?
Because power is guarded by the bullet. The level of power in Uganda, that one, that's by the bullet. In Kenya, you still have to go to the street and convince people.
I saw Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, Mr. Ruto going to court and begging the court about something.
Yeah, in Kenya, it's better. We can talk, we can fight, we can come to podcast and talk. In Uganda, you try this twice or thrice. I will find myself in court without, 2 years later, I've never taken a plea. In Kenya, 24 hours, you have to take a plea.
You know that thing where men used to kill people is still available.
It's still available.
Still there.
Yeah. The State Research Bureau is still very active. The SRB in Uganda is still very, very active. Yeah. People can just disappear. Enforced disappearances in Uganda is still very active.
And that is sometimes why I really love this country. This country is really standing alone.
Very much so.
Well, people will say that people have been killed in this country for sure.
Yes.
Which is the level of free speech that we have in this country. I mean, just here in Kigali, you cannot, a group of 5 boys cannot be by the roadside.
I never saw 3
talking
together.
about politics.
I never saw 3 together. I told that day I was driving back to the airport.
You can't.
I started talking about the president. The taxi driver told me, no, you can't talk about the president.
Yeah.
Then I asked him why. He told me, he's like a god. We don't talk about the president in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. Don't. I know you're Kenyan, don't talk about him. Let me just drive you to the airport, you go. And I kept quiet the rest of the journey to the airport. From Nyarutarama to the airport.
You do. That's a long distance.
Yeah, I just kept quiet. I was like, okay.
Can we go to Kenya?
So Kenya.
Yeah.
What happens in 2027?
All right. People of the internet, what happens in 2027? That's the question that we are answering. We have gone round the bush. We were talking about Senegal and Kenya. You know.
Yes. If you build a house where 2 people have the key to the lock of the master bedroom, be sure that one of them will change that lock in due course. That's why even in the olden days, people used to have 2 separate bedrooms. Your father and mother must have had 2 different bedrooms. And if they didn't have 2 different bedrooms, you would find that they have 2 different beds to signify independence. This thing, people sharing beds, is a poverty thing. That
beds, a man and a woman.
Yeah, bed should not be shared.
A bedroom.
A bed should not be shared. Sleep huko, uyalale huko. But we brought in
2 beds in a bedroom.
If you go to many big hotels, you will realize they always have two beds in a room. Why? People should be sleeping together. I saw my grandmother and grandfather from my mom's side, maternal grandparents.
Oh, those are Luos. Luo men go have sex with their women and then go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't sleep in a woman's
exactly. You don't sleep in a woman's bed.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So anyway, the point is, if you build a house where 2 people have the key,
it's a good thing, I imagine. Yeah,
I believe so too.
Yeah. You know, that's why I have a 7 by 7.
You have a 7 by 7?
Yeah.
Same here.
I have a 7 by 7.
It's too huge.
It's beautiful.
It's too huge.
Yeah. You can crawl to the other side.
Don't reduce.
Yeah? No.
So
it's bad when you have a small bedroom.
Well,
yeah.
Especially when you can't get off your bed from the 2 sides.
Yeah.
You still need to work very hard.
From the two sides?
Yeah.
that is how root of apologies live.
No, you need to get out of your bed.
You can jump this side, mwanamke akileta shida una jump this other side.
So the woman can shuka na huko, shuka na huku.
Yes, see, and you have a place the other side to tie your shoes.
You tie your shoes and put a small 2 chairs there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The city did us a bad one.
Which one?
The cities do not afford us that kind of luxury.
No, it does.
That is why I usually tell people that it will be very difficult to have such in a city if you're not having a lot of millions.
Yes.
But that is why I encourage people to go and build in their villages.
Yeah.
Big house.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
If you can afford Nairobi, you can afford your big shacks.
Yeah, I
agree. You go and live there. I want to put a pond.
Somewhere there.
Yes.
So just a fish.
A pond. No fish.
A pond for?
See, a pond and a bridge.
But pond is where fish is kept.
No. Don't. Come on. Yao, bro.
Yao is different from a pond.
No, Yao is a pond.
Yao is Yao. Yao is a water pan.
A water pan?
Yes.
No.
It is.
No, Yao is a pond. What is a pond?
A pond is where fish is kept.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The one in the house?
No. That's not a pond.
Okay.
That's an aquarium.
Aquarium?
Yes.
So you go out and you get a pond where fish is kept.
Yes, or where it is not cleaned in a it's natural.
But in Luanyanza we usually call a pond Yao.
Yeah, it's a water pan.
A water pan.
It's where when it rains, water collects.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a water pan.
Oh, water pan. Oh, I see. Oh, my bad. Somebody told me that you need to get a degree.
No.
Yeah, they told me in the comments now. That Jagero, you need to get a degree.
With their degree.
Yeah, but I'm wondering a degree in what? That's my what degree should I have, by the way? A degree in what?
I think
because I have 4 degrees currently.
Yeah, I think
there's a professor, a friend who told me that you should come to the Catholic University so that we can give you a degree.
I think you are past it, but if you were to go for a degree, go for a degree in philosophy.
No, I should go for master straight.
Of course,
straight.
Yeah, but you'll have to go to
it's illegal.
First. It's illegal. In Kenya you can't.
Honorary?
There's no honorary masters. There's honorary doctorate.
Honorary what?
Doctorate.
What is a doctorate?
Honoris causa.
Okay.
You're given. You're given because of an outstanding venture that you've done.
I have written 4 books.
That's small.
I've written 4 books.
Professors have written more.
No, Kenyan professors have not written books, bro.
No, they've written more.
Which one? Tell me. Okay, tell me 4 professors in Maseno and tell me the books they have.
Professor Nyambeda.
Okay, how many books?
I think over 18 in anthropology.
Anthropology.
Yeah.
Okay. Which other professor?
Of course, there's so many.
That have written more than 4 books.
Professor Nyabundi has written so much. Professor Charles Nyambuga
has
written so much. Professor Ungati Omolo has written too much in mathematics. In fact, they even developed a formula in mathematics.
Okay.
Come to my friend Professor Ojenda.
Okay.
Ojenda
has written how many books?
Oh, Ojenda is...
Which
in
books?
Fact, just listen. Ojenda is an authority. Just Google. Ojenda is an authority.
Ojenda has written how many books?
So you Google and read. I know there's so many. He's written
books written by Ojenda.
By Professor Ojenda. In conveyancing. He's the best lawyer in conveyancing.
Let's check.
In fact, many people look up to him in terms of conveyancing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, we are searching. The notable books written by Professor Ojenda include...
Yes.
Okay. He has written 4 books like me.
Okay, read.
Conveyancing Principles and Practice.
Yes.
Land Law and Conveyancing in Kenya.
Yes.
Conveyancing Theory and Practice. Land and Law and Tenure Reform in Kenya. 4.
Yeah.
Written 5.
So he's written 4 proper academic books.
Yeah.
You are writing novels? Last time I checked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Novels, yes.
Yeah, novels and this academic.
No, that takes a lot.
No, I agree.
It's a lot of creativity to actually write.
I'm actually appreciating
to regurgitate what you've read in school.
Yeah. Research. You know, it does a lot of research. Professors do a lot of research because you're becoming an authority.
Yeah.
Like Ojenda is a strong authority in conveyancing. Strong authority.
Are they big books?
They're voluminous books. They're voluminous books.
Oh, yeah?
They're used in university. They're referred to across the world.
Yeah.
Because once you write a book as a professor, it becomes admitted into the universities across the world. So you become
maybe he should have remained a professor. Politics is not his thing.
It is.
He sucks at politics.
He's just suffering a few things in narrative control.
No,
but he's a good
terrible
politician.
He's really terrible.
No,
it's really terrible.
It's not terrible. Anyway.
So let's go to Kenya.
Let's come to Kenya. So what happens in Kenya, as I was saying, we have had history.
Stop confusing the dropout. That's how it is.
Saying what?
We have to stop confusing the dropout.
So, have we had history in Kenya where such bromance happens? Of course. Where promissories are made?
Yes.
Of course. People work with promise notes in politics a lot.
But you should tell these people that I've done mass communication and journalism.
Yeah, you've done mass communication. Is actually people of the internet. This guy.
Yeah.
Let me say it without interruption, Jagero.
Yes.
Then we come back to Kenya. Jagero is one of... I've been a lecturer in the university, teaching students in communication and media and PR. I've taught so many students who are outstanding. Some of them are on TV.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them extremely. But one thing that strikes me differently about Odur is his gravitas and something called grit in terms of media business. Most of us who are trained in communication disappear along the way because we end up in careers where we didn't even think of. But maintaining and establishing a media establishment like this one is huge. Core media is huge. This guy went to what he calls an average college. But what to me is a starting point, because Oxford was once a normal college. Then it became whatever it is. And the university, the college where he went to, is not just taking advantage properly. I wish I was their PR guy.
Yeah.
Jagger would be in all our billboards. Anyway, that done and set aside. Jagger.
Okay.
The issue with Kenyan politics, and in this fashion, it has happened before. In 2027, it's going to be bad in the instance that, let's take, for example, that it happens that Gachagua and the United Opposition get to power, which is most unlikely.
Yeah.
But if it happens, it's going to be very interesting. That these guys are a union of alls, okay? Union of alls. And this union of alls is what I call the parliament of conflicting interests, or the council of conflicting interests.
Yeah.
It's what Joshua Nyamuri will call the team of rivals, sitting together on a table.
Yeah.
Now the election has been won, and the most probable ticket that is still standing out from the opposition, in my view, is Sifuna Kalonzo. Okay? They get in.
Yeah.
And Sifuna Kalonzo, of course, they're agreeing in terms of equality. They're almost equal.
Yeah.
That Kalonzo has lost his thread. Sifuna comes with a new grip. And now they're sitting at the table. Sifuna represents the people. Kalonzo is a quasi-representative, representing the people halfway, but the vested interests halfway. Sifuna, being as a fundamentalist, decides, you know what? You guys are not doing whatever we agreed upon, because he's having a goal towards 2032. Babu is also just quickly behind there. Yeah. And even right now, many people have been asking themselves, if Babu was not going for Governor Nairobi and decided to go with Sifuna at the national scale, who will declare that he wants to be president between the two? And who will step down for the other? All of them are very ambitious. That's a very dangerous team. So Sifuna goes in with Kalonzo. The first thing that will happen, or anybody gets in with Kalonzo, United Opposition as it is, the first thing that will happen, that marriage will break in the first 6 months.
Someone in Kalonzo?
Anybody in Kalonzo.
Yeah.
It will break within the first 6 months. Because the issues that will be confronting them will be too huge that they'll not be able to deal. And you have to compromise and lead a nation because you have to maintain what I call the corporate legal face.
Okay.
You can't play politics when you're in power. You have to deliver. You have to work, you must ensure stability of the state first, survival of the state first, before the people. If you prioritize the people first, what happens? The same people will kick you out. Because things will not work. The people will say, odious debt, don't pay. What happens? You say, oh, people, yes, not paying. Okay, what happens? Your money in the bank loses value. Is it off again? Okay.
No.
I mirror what you're doing. Loses value immediately. When it loses value, people are in the street. They can't afford food. They can't afford fuel. They can't afford what? You're going out of power. You don't want to see that in the streets. And so the Kenyan situation is very tricky. And the most imminent breakup that is coming is the breakup between Babu and Sifuna. That is imminent. That one will sustain.
Yeah.
In fact, beyond 2027 or even before, it could happen. These are what I call the North Poles, both of them.
Sifuna and Babu.
I don't know if they say negative and negative or positive and positive. They can't attract. They repel. So whatever is holding them together.
How do you profile them in order to say that this person is this and this? What can you profile both Sifuna and Babu for me then?
Babu is very ambitious. He has raw political ambition, unfiltered political ambition.
Yeah.
And he has declared it, he's put it open. Babu sees possibility. He's an idealist at this moment. And everything for him is workable, it's doable. Sifuna on the other side is a student of Raila's politics, who understands maneuver of politics. He knows how to go about politics completely. Does he have also ambitions? Yes. Between these two people, Babu is very aggressive, and does not fear to go against the grain. Sifuna is more reserved, okay? As much as he has an aggressive face, in reality he's a very reserved person who calculates properly because it doesn't come from a backing of immense availability. Sifuna comes from a backing of culture. He's been cultured in politics. Babu comes from Nyalenda like me. They don't really fear, going back to Nyalenda. Like what you're saying, you don't fear going back to Nyakachi.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm in town.
In town?
I'm hitting it very hard. And I'm not afraid to go home. That's very dangerous thinking. You're a street urchin, basically.
What is the name? Street urchin. Yeah. What is the name of that veneer of yours?
Which one?
Mali tulienda kule Nyalenda. There is a river.
Yes, Wigwa.
River Wigwa.
Yes.
I'm not afraid to go to River
I'm not afraid to go to Wigwa. I'll go back there.
Yes.
I'm not afraid to take Uji. That's a very dangerous person to deal with. Because that's a near fundamentalist. Now, fundamentalism in politics is very dangerous. Because you are one way. You don't think of these other ways. That's why you see Babu is very focused on kingpin, very focused on Nairobi governor, very focused on 2032 being a what? A president.
Yeah.
What is the danger? Robert Greene writes it and says, don't let the people know your next move. Conceal your next move. People know Babu's next move. It is easy to destroy him. Very easy. Anybody wants to destroy Babu knows what to do. It's very easy to destroy him. And it's something that he has to now be cautious about. Sifuna is very difficult to destroy. Because we've been struggling with you here to figure out, is Sifuna going for president? Is he? Is he not? Does he have a structure? Does he want to work with Kalonzo or Rigathi? Are we understanding? There's a lot of guessing.
Amisi is very confused. Kaleba Amisi.
Yes, Kaleba Amisi is wondering.
He's very confused.
Like, yeah, what's going on? You are with Gachagua, Kalonzo, what are you talking about? We should be going this direction.
We have the Kaleba Amisi, you'll see the confusion.
That is Raila's playbook. Practical Raila. Practical. Always keeps you guessing. He's harnessing the mystery before he announces. He knows how to capture or capitalize on climax. It's a beautiful thing for them. It works for them. So that breakup is imminent, Jagero, between Sifuna and Babu. Also, a Kalonzo Rigathi ticket or a Kalonzo Rigathi backing, there's also a breakup that's going to happen in the same fashion. And the reason as why Rigathi and Kalonzo would break up is very simple for me. They would break up because Rigathi, confronted by the facts, would still want to play populist, to anchor himself into the next phase of leadership.
Yes.
Kalonzo, faced by the reality, would not know what to do. What must just happen across Africa is a review of the international financial infrastructure. The loaning infrastructure must be reviewed. So that we review these loans. If you have to write them off like Iraq's loans were written off, we may have to go that route. Or else Africa is choking, and the only way is to open Africa as a market and say PPP is the only way out. Because now development will no longer be done on tax. There's no tax to do the development. There's no revenue.
Yeah.
The only thing is invite people who have the money to come and invest. And who are these people? They are the same oligarchs that we know. The people will not be able to pay for a road, but they're being deducted tax. They pay for hospital health care, but tax in the end. The people will not be able to do that. So Africa is headed for a painful rebirth. Across, so long as your loans have surpassed your GDP or are nearing choking your GDP, like Kenya, we are choking the GDP. We are literally at about 90% of our GDP in terms of our loaning. They are trying to play the figures 55, but I know it's bad. and many other nations.
The other day, somebody was telling me something very interesting, that when Uhuru and Ruto, the dynamic duo, they started doing a lot of cheeky things with the budgeting of this country. That what they decided to do is that, because by law, we should actually be told as the people of Kenya, the budget should have the estimated expenditure.
Yes.
And the estimated revenue.
Yes.
Now Kenya,
and appropriations.
Yes, Kenya does not give the estimated revenue.
Because they're under declaring. The other day I was looking at, quickly, I was looking at the governors in terms of the local collections.
Yeah.
The on-source revenue. Homa Bay, can you imagine Jagero, where you're seated now, that Homa Bay's on-source revenue collection has surpassed Kisumu. Homa Bay at 1.7 billion.
Well, what are they collecting in Homa Bay?
They're collecting licenses,
from the
they're
fishmongers.
collecting tickets, says it's at 1.7 billion in the year closing 2025. Kisumu in the year closing 2025, I couldn't find data. I only found data for the first quarter, which is 432 million. Multiply that times 4, it can only come to 1.2 billion.
In how long?
In 1 year. Homa Bay has surpassed Kisumu by about 500 million shillings.
How is that
Kakamega's revenue is far much higher
than both Homa Bay and Kisumu.
Slightly below Homa Bay is 1.5 billion. Kiambu is the most interesting one at 5.4 billion.
Kiambu?
Yes. On-source revenue is 5.4 billion. The year closing 2025.
And Nairobi?
Nairobi is about 18 billion. Mombasa is about...
Sakaja amempeleka wapi?
Ziko tu. Robert Lai, the other day, I was talking to him at that place where we eat. And he told me, Nairobi, you can decide and build tarmac. The county can decide and build tarmac because the on-source revenue is too high. Now you understand why Kiambu is having all those level 4. Because on-source revenue, haigawanywi. It is collected and it reverts 100%. The government does not reappropriate it.
No, the question is, yes. It comes back to the government.
So the county collects, of course, and puts in the consolidated fund. That's where all monies go. So it comes under the vote of, but it goes to the. So when the government is doing its monies, is delivering the monies, or is doing.
Yeah, ichelewi.
Is that like an earthquake or what?
No, there is no earthquake. Ngurumo wa radi.
Radi ya siku mingi sana. It's very heavy. That means
very heavy.
Anyway, so that money comes back and you're allowed to do with it development.
Somebody saying Odhiambo Kakamega is 519 million.
No, it's way above.
Way above.
Way above. Look at the year succeeding, the year ending 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's way above. It's far much above. So that's the reality. That the economies would perform as much as the on-source revenue is up. And I've said here before, and I'll repeat, Jagero, that for African countries to resolve this question of odious debt, they must manage in the interim a 10-year gap of managing and redefining development. We must not invest in brick and mortar. We must start reinvesting in the people and reviewing our business, private business, empowering the people more. On board the ones who are informal. 83% of Kenya is informal, we have to onboard them. So that we expand the tax bracket, so that we earn more taxes. When we earn more taxes, we are expanding our earning. Farming, for example, Jagero. Let people farm, let us export. Let us export things so that we earn forex. But if we don't do that, we're just going to have this odious debt question, people fighting here. And we're going to have the same case of this.
People of the internet, we are going to be starting taking calls shortly.
Senegal.
We'll take a few calls.
Yeah, take a few calls.
Take a few calls. You can put the number on the screen. And the number ni ile. Please, when you are calling us, have your device that you're calling us from not on loudspeaker, but just in your ears, if that's possible. The other thing that you should also do is that please, the device from which you're listening to, whether it's a TV, it's a phone or a tablet, please mute it so that we don't have back and forth echo, especially when you drop calls and there is a lag and we can still hear you even after you've dropped the calls, which is not very nice. So we are going to be taking a few calls. Earthquake Gani Odhiambo, stay guided. There was actually something that sounded like earthquake actually.
Yeah.
So you can call us. People have already started calling. This is fast. This is your guy from Nini.
Kakamega.
This is your guy from Kakamega. Mr. Diam.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Jagero, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
Say hi to Diambo.
Yeah, your namesake.
Yes, my my namesake. Yeah. Yesterday you didn't pick. You didn't call one.
When was I supposed to call?
Yesterday you didn't allow to call.
By the way, have you ever sent us money, bro? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah,
to have money in Kakamega, but you don't send any. Luos and stinginess.
No, I don't. Jagero.
Yes.
Actually, I'm unemployed. What I want to tell Obiambo.
You are unemployed. Hauna kazi.
Sina kazi. Sasa, Obiambo, what you should do.
Okay.
You worked with Minping, and I know you know John Obiambo, who is also the deputy director at DCI. Yeah? Tell them there is a brain which is being wasted here. Actually, this brain is better utilized at DCI, in the forensic lab, or at the NIS.
Where? Okay. Then you are the brain. He's the brain. Yeah. Wewe fanya kitu ingine.
Yeah, Jagera.
It's a security company, brother. Usingangana na serikali. Hii serikali iko na debt.
Jagera, I told you I'm a forensic psychologist.
Yeah.
Yes. So kuchangia hii mada ya leo.
All right.
Yes. What has been going on in Senegal? I've been following it so keenly and closely. Do you know why Jesus Christ never chose the people he healed as disciples?
Do I know why Jesus?
Christ did not choose any person they healed as a disciple.
They kill.
I'm not getting it clearly.
I'm asking, do you know why Jesus never chose any person they healed as his disciple?
No, I don't.
Because kingmakers should die. Immediately they are done with their immediately they are done with their job.
Yeah, that's prevalent theory.
And that's why you see it's very difficult for Jim Wanjigi to become a president. He has always been a kingmaker, and each time these people see him as a threat.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Let me pick this one. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Yes, how are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us
from? My name is...
Are you able to get
my name is... Can you what?
Can you mute the device you're listening?
Yes, I've muted it.
Yeah, but we are hearing a lot.
My name is Olematunge. My name is Olematunge. I'm calling from Miami in America.
You are calling from?
Miami. I'm in America.
Miami, Florida.
Yeah. Have you been there?
Is it hot? Is it cold?
Well, depends. Right now, it's not very bad.
Okay.
But you never know. Tomorrow there might be cyclones or things.
All right. Very good. What do you think about what we are discussing today?
Well, I only wanted to talk about the Senegal we've never been to.
Okay.
But I would also want a suggestion that we also consider talking about Botswana, which has a lot of similarities with Kenya.
Okay.
So next time maybe you could research on Botswana.
All right. What is the similarity? Quickly.
The first president, the son became a president. The son of the president was anti the friend. The opposition has taken over, which I think opposition will take over in Kenya. Corruption free. I don't know whether you know the relationship between Kenyatta and Mbio Koinange.
No, I don't. Quickly, what is the relationship?
Mbio Koinange was a very strong minister during Kenyatta.
Okay.
He used to do whatever he wanted. In Botswana, there was no corruption. The Mbio Koinange of Botswana stole some money from the government
Okay.
The president refused to protect him. He went home and hanged himself. So when you look at those things, that is how we are going to rid off corruption in Kenya. But one last thing.
Okay.
If the opposition wants to win in Kenya, you have 10 presidential candidates. Every kingpin, Ruto will be number 5.
Okay.
You'll have no MPs, you'll have no votes.
Okay.
Don't tell those guys to agree because they never agree.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's talking about an issue in Botswana. I don't know whether somebody's calling. There is a lot of calls coming in, but then there we go. So, or WhatsApp call. Hello, how are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Okay, I'm calling from Kisumu. I'm Stephen Lactar.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Stephen Lactar.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a few questions for Mr. Odhiambo.
Yes, correct. Go ahead.
On issue pertaining debt and maybe what can work for us best in terms of how we can, in terms of political, presidential candidates.
Okay.
That can deliver us from this issue of debt, and maybe the one that can work for us better in terms of youth unemployment, and at least we can be somewhere as a country.
All right, thank you very much. Odhiambo will answer you shortly.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, what's your name and you're calling us from, and what do you have to say for this kwa mada ya leo?
Okay, so my name is Weke and I'm from Nairobi.
Okay.
And I have 2 questions to ask on Odhiambo.
Okay.
Number 1 is, how will Babu and Sifuna break up, yet Babu is going for the governor and maybe Sifuna might be going for the presidency?
Okay.
So how will they break up because they are going for different teams?
Okay, number 2.
Then the second question is, how will Babu be able to become, do you think Babu can become the president? Because I think his chances are not as high in 2032.
Okay, thank you. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hey, good afternoon.
Hello?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. My name is Brian, calling from USA, Durham, Raleigh, RTP.
Where are you calling us from? The US?
Now, Raleigh, in North Carolina, Raleigh.
Raleigh, North Carolina Valley. Okay, go ahead. What do you think about the question that we are dealing with today?
Now, I agree with Odhiambo.
Okay.
The whole of Africa need to restructure their debt, okay?
Okay.
Because there is a stronghold that has been put on us through the IMF and the World Bank.
Okay.
Now, come to Raila. Raila was a kingmaker. Do you remember how Kibaki treated him after that?
Very badly.
That one answers the issue with Usman Sonko and what is happening in Senegal. Now, when it comes to Kenya about Ruto being re-elected,
Okay.
sioni kama opposition, they are really united in one accord.
Okay.
There is a possibility and a very great chance that Ruto will be re-elected.
Okay. There is a big
My issue is, yes, but the problem is these guys in the opposition.
He doesn't have the 5 million votes from.
Yeah, that is true.
Katikati ya nini?
Kindiki is there to part him with one side. Okay? And then on the other side, with the West, of course, the West is gone
Okay.
because of Gachagua. He has spoiled everything, okay? But on the Eastern side, he can at least get some from Kindiki.
Okay, how much?
Now, he needs to
How many
amalgamate.
votes is he getting from Kindiki? 1 million?
That one I can't say, but I'm thinking something like 1.1 there, one at least minimum one
All right, thank you very much.
for him to be safe. In finishing, I'll just like to say, Salimi Odhiambo hapo hivyo, and I like watching your shows here from the US. I've been watching, following, and the topics are really nice and good.
All right.
So continue doing what you're doing.
All right. Odhiambo, can you tackle a few of those questions as we wait for the others to call?
Yeah, so there's that question of Babu and Sifuna breakup. They're asking, why do I think that there's a breakup?
There is a caller, but I want to keep you on hold. Just listen to Odhiambo's answer, and then we will talk to you.
Okay.
Yes.
I think the caller said because they're going for different seats, how will they break up?
Okay.
And I said they won't break up now, but it's imminent because these are two who are polar.
Okay.
And Babu, because he's very aggressive, he will most probably dominate and prevail upon Sifuna.
Okay.
Because he's very forceful. Nani is not very forceful. Sifuna is not very forceful. Sifuna is somebody who can actually, when he loses this razzmatazz is having to him, he'll just disappear into the fray. Okay? But Babu is not likely to disappear into the fray. That one I know. He will press on. Because he's a shameless go-getter. Sifuna is a rational go-getter. Babu knows that it is either I go very hard or I'll become a geologist. You know what a geologist means?
A geologist is somebody who works with
It means you will hit rock bottom.
Yes.
When you hit rock bottom, we say you're a geologist.
You're a geologist.
Yes.
Okay, maybe we should listen to this gentleman because there is a lot of noise coming from his side.
Yeah.
Hello there. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, Mr. Jagero and Odhiambo. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Edwin. I'm calling you from Nairobi.
From?
From Nairobi.
All right.
My worry is not even about this succession politics, who's going to be the next president or whatever. Okay. Is basically where we are heading to as a country.
Right.
Our people in government are busy looting the country. Soon enough, you're going to be like a solid state, neighbors here. Tuanze kutorokea nchi zingine. So my question is, wanataka kuingia wapi? Wao wanapanga yao ni ya Singapore ama watatorokea Uarabuni?
All right, asante sana. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. We have got a very young caller. How are you doing, Toto? And what's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Joseph.
Yes, Joseph, how are you doing?
Well, I'm calling you from Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, can Kenya go the Senegal way? I doubt.
Okay.
Because we are inherently ethnical.
We are inherently
and ethnical, tribal politics, whereby now that if the United Nation, they stand as they are, I don't know whether they are united or not, let's say they are united. So the question that comes in is, who is going to be the flag bearer? For now we can say Kalonzo.
Okay.
So if Kalonzo is the flag bearer, it is presumably Kabas will follow Kalonzo. And then they look for the deputy, or the deputy, which will then either be maybe from Western or Nyanza, Mount Kenya.
Okay.
Then out of only two tribes, where you need to use votes if they were to vote for Kalonzo?
Okay.
Where will you place lawyers if they were to join the united? So it means it falls under the tribal, and therefore, if you go tribal way, the advantage that it has is that small tribes will collapse around the presidency, only incumbent. That is the advantage that the Ruto has.
All right. Thank you very much. There are so many people. Allow me to pick another guy's call because they have been calling for a long time. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Right.
Hello. Hello. How are you? You can hear him. Odhiambo, is there a question for you?
No, but I want to add on something that has been said by the gentleman who's just stepped off. That Ruto's sure path to success in 2027 is anchored upon the small tribes. He's lost the favor of the bulk Kikuyu, and of course, Luos will not vote in 2027. I've said this before. They won't. They'll be very sluggish.
Lose one vote in 2027. It's sluggish.
Very sluggish. Very lethargic.
Why?
Very callous.
Why?
There's nothing exciting about the election. There's no Raila. You need to be as intense or more as Raila to make them turn out. And it's still in that format.
How are you?
They don't turn up as they should have turned up.
Hola, how are you?
How are you, Jagelu?
We are very, very good. I see your photo of Che Guevara looking really nice. That's not Che Guevara.
Yes, he is.
Yes. What do you think about Madeleo?
Yeah, my name is John Mubuik, a comrade from Machakos University.
A comrade from Machakos. Why do you guys call yourself comrade, by the way? I've never understood. Why?
Yes, because we are comrades.
Yeah, but what does it mean, though?
Because you're always right.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, pass my greetings to Odhiambo. My question is,
Okay.
Yeah, if Babu gets the ticket and the other guy by the name Gakuya gets the ticket and politics being what it is, we go the tribal way. Do you think Babu will get the Kikuyu vote? And at the same time, if Babu becomes the governor of Nairobi, don't you think he will die politically like Sakaja? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Odhiambo? Yes.
Yeah, I think I was responding to the bit of, just starting on what the gentleman had said.
Okay.
That Ruto will win by taking the small tribes. He has to forget about the big tribes because the Kenyan conversation has shifted permanently, especially with the exit of Raila. We're going to recalibrate majorly. And in the order of recalibration, I want to tell you, for example, it's near impossible today, Jageru, to hold a rally, an ODM rally in Kisumu without mobilizing people, without paying them, basically. No mobilization ile ya watu kuja.
Hawakuji kwa hiari yao.
Wanalipwa ili wakuje kwa rallies. Imefanyika mara nyingi, nasikia hata leo imefanyika.
Leo?
Uko Kisumu, in preparation for a big rally that is coming. I don't know. There's something called Onagi Declaration.
Onagi Declaration?
That Linda Ground is trying to organize so that the Luo can declare already something that is predetermined. Okay? Of course, it's a good one. There will also be something called Pinyo Wacho Declaration. That will be the other split of the Luos who will also be declaring.
Orengo.
Yes, and his team. There will be Pinyo Wacho and there is Onagi.
I love it.
You love it. Democracy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Let them fight. Let it be bloody. Let them crawl outside in the streets. Let the flames go up.
You just want to burn.
Yeah, let it burn.
So I see.
Burn down the. Do you know it? Before you go on, have you seen something sprouting from a house that has burnt down?
Yes.
It's beautiful. The green on ash.
It's the Rwanda post 94.
No.
I'll give you a graphic one.
No, not that one. No, this is not pangas and machetes. No.
Yeah.
This is just political war. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So. I think what he's saying is right, that Ruto must escape this trap of Senegal by going through the small communities, which he must prop up and show them what he's going to achieve.
Yeah.
And anybody who wants to achieve anyway must go that route. The how is what I don't share.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Odhiambo. This has been a beautiful, beautiful one. People of the internet, we are planning to be comparing the rest of Africa once in a while, and most of the time we get ourselves at a crossroad, at a juncture where we look at the other person and saying, you're from Kenya, Tanzania, you're from Uganda, you're from where? You're from Liberia. We look the same. We have got the same problems. Let's look at your coin. Looks like ours.
Yes.
Where is it coming from? IMF? Mine is coming from World Bank. Everything looks the same. So people of the internet, it's always a pleasure. I want to thank Mr. Frank, who has been on the deck. I want to thank Mr. John Tess, who is helping him today. Bunga was here on the camera, but I think he has slipped away to go and do some more work on the other part of the studio. Mr. Odhiambo, the man with the experience, the man with the expertise, the man that knows a lot about what is going on politically. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice suit, by the way. Whoever gives them to you, we don't care anymore.
It is my wife.
It is your wife, but okay, fine. People of the internet are the stars of this show, and for me, it gives me a lot of good feeling for them to always gather around the fireplace and talk to us, listen to us, call us with their bundles and their airtime, and people that are very much concerned about this country. Thank you very much for always gathering on this fireplace. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Right, hit on that notification bell so that when we go live at 7:30, you'll be the first person to be notified. Thank you very much. Until another episode, bye for now. HustlesAfrica.com, a guide to high-paying online jobs. At HustlesAfrica.com, you will discover the jobs people are doing from home, the platforms where opportunities are found, the skills that open doors, and the practical steps to begin earning. Go to HustlesAfrica.com today.